The following program contains adult language and juvenile conversations. Listener discretion is advised.
This weekend, the Rock and Shock Convention at the DCU Center. See all of us, Trick or Treat Radio. We will be there. And the night before, hey, Friday night, we're all going to be at the Cove Music Hall where the Deadites, Teal, and a bunch of other bands are going to be performing live for all of you listeners out there. So come on down, join in the fun, bring grandma, bring the kids, leave the dog at home, and welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 272 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and we have a studio that's kind of like a sardine can. This is
Really?
it's kind of comical if you look at
The population of this room has increased by 75%. It's amazing.
Oh, there you are.
Are
with the
you
fucking
implying
math.
that we're very salty?
Yes. Some more than others. Yes, we have a lot of people in the studio.
Can't see my partner. He's so far away. Oh, yeah. Hey, buddy. I love
Mars actually has a reason for not being on screen. He just can't fit. He can't fit this week, so
It's
he's
called
off screen.
old.
So we're going to get to our guests in just a second, but I want to make sure, I don't think we even announced what we're doing last week. So I want to get to that first because we got a jam-packed show. So on tonight's show, we are going to review a film called Tragedy Girls, and it is going to be coming out theatrically on October 20th. We got an opportunity to get a sneak peek of it, so we're going to take a look at that and talk about it and let you know our thoughts and feelings of whether or not you should go check this one out. And then we're going to be talking to Shawn Lewis, the Grand Poobah over at Eibon Press and also Rotten Cotton. And Shawn has a couple new books coming out. He's got Maniac and Laserblast, and they're going to be coming out on his VHS Comics imprint. So it's really exciting, and Shawn actually sent us a package that we're going to open at some point today.
Now,
So
now, Aries, are you excited about our guest later? Him being the heir to the lamb chop fortune?
That's
now
yes.
it's a celebration.
That's a yes.
So we're going to talk to Shawn a little bit later, and we have some guests in studio. First of all, we have a surprise visit by America's sweetheart, Aries.
I feel like that name hasn't stuck.
Well, I think it's the first time he's been on since he claimed.
But he's the God of War. What else would you name him?
What do I need to do to make it stick?
Build me a giant frame that I could put tissue paper and run out of it arbitrarily.
He needs tissue paper because he can't run through real paper.
Aries, should I make our announcement now that you've been introduced? It's very important. We've been keeping it under wraps. Do you want to make it, or should I?
No. Feel free, and we'll see how that goes over.
Just not many people know this, but we're kind of entertainmentally speaking coming out of the closet.
Whoa.
But Aries,
It is come out of the closet day.
it could be. Aries and I had a career before the Deadites. A lot of people don't know this. We were Onyx. Remember Onyx?
Slam?
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
That was me and Aries.
Nice. I thought that was Sticky Fingers.
Well, we
No,
had
Banana
other we had
Fingers.
other names.
Oh, okay.
That's the point of having an alternate identity. You don't just go like, "Hey, I'm Clark Kent, and this is my new identity, Clark Kent." I just got a cape now.
Wouldn't see it coming.
I can't see you when I'm berating you. It's hard.
I know.
So yeah, we'll be doing appearances. For $400, Aries and I will come perform as Onyx at your club. We'll do Slam and the other song.
Slam and the other song.
And it'll be good.
Wow. You are definitely not Onyx.
How do you know?
Because
bald-headed
you said
and a
do-do-do
bastard.
do-do-do.
Well, I'm not giving it my all. Nobody gave me $400.
All right, Mars, do you want to go ahead and go ahead and give us an introduction to our two in-studio guests that aren't Aries?
Thank you for doing the heavy lifting for me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. First off, making a return by popular demand, my other tag team partner, ladies and gentlemen, the devilish Miss M.
And she has no mic near her because we ran out of mics.
I mean, she can't yell at me.
Hooray.
There's Miss M.
And making her in-studio debut, and we are honored to have her here, and we are especially honored to have her joining us on stage this Friday night, October 13th at the Cove Music Hall. See what I did there? It's called the plug, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, a legend in this town, and the front person that I want to be when I grow up, Niki Luparelli.
Woo! Well, welcome, Niki. It's good to have you in the studio here.
It's great to be here. I didn't know this was legit. I was like, oh, great, we're going down to Mike's basement. Yeah.
Well, you never heard from again.
I'm glad I changed out of my sweats. I didn't know there was going to be a webcam. She didn't tell me that. She wasn't like, hey, Nikki, put those fake eyelashes on. 'Cause there's a webcam. And bring your own lighting.
You're so beautiful all the time, I didn't even notice the eyelashes.
Shit, I'll kill you.
Well, I'm sure everyone will be much more happy that you're on the business side of 1080p and I'm here behind the monitors.
I thought you were back there just because you could have eaten a sausage sandwich. I
No,
thought
that's
I was like, and he's having a sandwich, so he's in the back.
No, Augusta, save
that's
some room
usually
for
something
Nate
I will
there.
do in 1080p.
He normally has a sausage sandwich in his hands.
At noontime, I'll just set up a webcam and eat lunch.
Not all sausages.
Delicious macaroons.
It's a large sausage sandwich, too.
Jesus. All right. So,
I know, I know. I added nothing to that. I'll just shut up.
yeah,
Hey, thanks.
as usual.
It's a big sausage too.
Well, people can't see it, so he was like letting the audience know. Right? Yeah, he's like, just for those of you who don't know, it's a large sausage sandwich. It's heaping with marinara sauce and
Yes, and a grilled
Onions and
toasted
peppers.
bun.
It's got a knee in it. It's so big. It's great.
yeah,
That's a big sausage sandwich.
it's a lot of marinara sauce. Dynamo looks like he just ate an orphanage.
Hey, Marsman, Jakey Poo's in the chat, and he says,
I want to cuddle him.
sausage sandwich.
Hashtag sausage sandwich.
That's another announcement that Jakey Poo and I are married in
in 48 states.
48 states in the union.
You won't tell me which state you're not, though.
I don't want you to interfere.
I don't think this is one of them.
No, it's not. I'll say that. It's not Massachusetts.
All right, so that's what's up for tonight. I'll go ahead and introduce everyone else since we didn't do that. I don't think last week. So we have. I guess I'll start with myself. I'm the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, the Grand Guignol Network. I'm Johnny Wolfenstein. We also have the Immortal Gunslinger.
That was half-ass.
Really? Jesus.
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
No, I don't need it. I don't need
I'm
it.
Johnny Wolf.
Did you say you were Johnny Wolfenstein twice?
He might have. I don't know.
Yeah, I deserve
You
it.
want me to do it?
He's the pencil pusher narcoleptic.
We also have the Immortal Gunslinger, singer and lyricist for the Deadites, and destroyer of cancer, Dynamo Mars. You suck. You suck at that.
You give me 400 bones and see how
I
that-
give you
that-
400 fucking bones.
I'll bust out the fucking Han Solo Hoth snowsuit that they would wear.
We also have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood, Pigs, and Fetus, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
And I do own that Han Solo snowsuit, so if you ever want to borrow it, just give me a call, man.
You have the actual snowsuit?
It's at home.
He has it hanging up next to his Bible costume.
Fuck you.
We also have... Actually, I already introduced him, but he is here in studio. We'll give him... Yeah, we have the Triumph Riding, Stage Erecting, Chief of Security, America's Sweetheart, Aries,
Hooray!
God of War.
Hi, I'm
Have something
Aries.
to say?
I got nothing.
Remember when you had a catchphrase and everything?
Raven Shadow's my favorite.
The problem is the more I talk, the less I'm endearing, so the less I'm more America's sweetheart.
Well,
People just realize I'm an asshole.
I got bad news for you.
In
People
today's
caught on
America-
95.
I got news for you. In today's America, you believe me, it'll work.
It's political analysis by Monsters.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
We also have the chain-smoking, hand-kissing, baby-shaking, lorazepam-loving, former comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pippa Promotions, and the Italian rapscallion Michael Ravenshadow.
That's right, Johnny. I'm very excited. This is the most swollen the studios have been, man. We are just jam-packed with talent, tenacity.
Well, you talk about yourself.
No, me and the girls.
Maybe on that end of the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here,
Yeah.
there's
They
nothing.
can sing.
Ladies.
Ladies, yeah. Everybody.
He is from Millburn.
See, he is America's sweetheart.
See, that's how I was putting you over. Thank you for jumping in,
You
baby.
set him up, right?
Yeah, I put it on a T for him.
Call that an alley-oop.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny.
We have a bunch of people hanging out in the chat room. We got our boy Sheetsy. He says, "Hey friends, 2 more days. Very excited to hang out with
wait.
everyone at Rock and Shock."
I actually had a new intro from Monster Zero that no one would let me do, so I'll save it.
No one will let you do.
Yeah, you kiboshed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you could do it now.
Wow, I will say the best part of it is hasn't been with a woman since Michael Jackson had a real nose.
Wow.
Monster Zero.
Wow, that was a
Wow,
while ago,
that's
Topical.
wow.
right? Yeah, you do give people shit for for topical references.
Michael Jackson.
That's almost true.
He hasn't gotten laid since Lincoln was shot. Oh!
Of all the devilish human beings, Michael Jackson is still topical.
No fair.
Oh man! All right, so that's what's going on tonight. I want to try to get into things a bit quickly here because I want to start talking about the movie, and then around 10:30, if you're watching live, we're gonna connect up with Shawn Lewis. So want to make sure we have enough time to speak with Niki and find out what's going on with all of her creative endeavors. And there's a show coming up soon around Halloween time. And
The Walking Dead?
No. I'm talking about the Haunted Speakeasy, Michael Ravenshadow.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
That shows you have free parking there. I think. You'll be very excited.
Yeah. You're a leg up already.
Yeah, that's, every time we plug one of your shows, all he has to say about it is, "Oh, I like it there. I got free parking."
So
I can go wherever I want.
So, Niki, if you would, let people know, just tell them about yourself, because they may or may not know about you. I want people to know more about you, and then we'll start digging into the shows and you know, what you've been up to lately.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Niki, Tricky Niki if you're nasty. I'm from a long line of vaudeville performers. My mother was the world's last great radio stripper. Hard job. Yeah. I've been kicking around Worcester a long time. I sing with a few bands. I sing with Niki Luparelli and the Gold Diggers, which is I did that because I saw so many bands break up, and then they'd be like, "Oh, remember this guy from this band? Well, he's coming around." It's like, "Oh, just use your fucking name." So, you're gonna dump some people. So I have that band. We do shows in Worcester, Cambridge. This is all on of my shows. Donna Matrix, as you know her, sings backup with me on David Booby, which is all Bowie burlesque. We do a strip Zeppelin. We just did Blonde Side of the Moon. We did a Pink Floyd tribute
Nice.
with Burlesque Girls.
Yeah.
That was really rad. So the thing I'm trying to do in Worcester is really capitalize on the fact that young kids think they discovered Great Gatsby and they have money to burn. So we've been trying to put on these speakeasies, and there's just a combination of dead people, ghosts, and speakeasy that seem to hit a chord more so than any other shows that I've done lately. So we've got 3 of those coming up. The 2 of them are already sold out, but there's one, the 20th still has tickets left, which is a very high-end night. So
It's very special for
it's
very important
special.
people.
It's VIP night, but tickets are pricey.
It's all right. It's worth
It's
it.
worth it.
They get, what do they get? Food.
It's like a divorce. Why do divorces cost so much? Because they're worth it.
And that's very true.
Raven Shadow knows.
So this isn't the show that you want. This is the show that you need, and it is $70 a person. But you get there's gonna be 100 bottles of champagne we're gonna pop.
Is this one of them?
No, I've already started dipping in, so there should be some left.
There's
by
69.
Then. There's 69 bottles of champagne we're gonna pop. There's gonna be haunted house actors popping out at you. I've got my full band is like 9 pieces of us doing all vintage, and then like that postmodern jukebox bullshit that the kids love. And
We roll through the eras.
we roll through all the eras.
We destroy them with our fabulous fucking awesomeness.
But we have a girl giving dance lessons.
Do you do any onyx?
We will
let
now.
the boys be boys.
She does it better than you.
Wow.
And she didn't get paid $400.
Neither did he.
But yeah, if you like dressing up like the 20s and drinking champagne,
Or
and
it's Halloween. You can dress up like whatever you want. If just stick a
True.
freaking headress on it.
yeah, put a
A
little
little feather on the side.
put a blue diamond on your head and you be fucking Sims. Easy.
Well, that sounds phenomenal. When is the Haunted Speakeasy?
Well, the one that we still have tickets for is October 20th. We also have them on the 27th and the 28th. Some tickets come up for grabs if you join our Facebook page. You might get lucky.
It's going to be at the Bull Mansion in Worcester. It has free parking.
That's exciting. Yeah.
Oh, no. For him, it does.
No,
Yeah.
I park across the street
Yeah.
in the gate.
Yeah.
I have a card.
Yeah. He's going to see. I have a card.
Free parking on the corner of Chestnut and Pearl.
See, she knows. Yeah.
And if you have a hot rod, you get free parking right in front of the mansion.
You get to show it off, baby. Show off your hot rod.
I don't have that anymore. Oh fuck. Yeah.
You don't Boba Jetta anymore?
No.
What happened?
I had to. There was some contractual.
Yeah, Julie
obligation.
Meow Meows, David Booby. You did hear that right. David Booby's coming up.
Yes.
Julie just asked.
Yeah.
That's Black Friday and Black Saturday at the Oberon in Cambridge. It's all Bowie, all burlesque. It's like a 7 out of the 8 people in the band are chicks.
So I don't want to say it's all booby, but it's a lot of booby.
yeah,
It's mostly booby.
it's more booby than David Booby ever put on a booby.
For sure.
The guys could show some boob, too.
It's a Bowie showy.
Fucking look at me.
Well, that sounds amazing. I have not seen David Booby, and I'm hoping
I
to check it out.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Donna Matrix is on the show.
Which is even more reason to go.
Also known as Suze
Susan.
on the show. Different name, different show.
Same job apparently if you're suing people though.
Yeah,
Basically,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds really cool. So we got the Haunted Speakeasy coming up. There's one night available. So if you are in the area, and we recommend you check that out. And for might be a little pricey, but you're getting a lot of value for your dollar. And 69 bottles of champagne.
We're all about value.
So what can folks expect to hear at the Haunted Speakeasy?
Oh, gee. A lot of 20s sounding stuff. A lot of 80s stuff sounding like 20s stuff. By the end of the night, we'll get a little crazy. But, I mean, it's a big band. I got 2 horns, upright bass.
It's going to start off sounding kind of jazzy, kind of, American jazz standards as you would recognize them. And then it gets a little more exciting as the night goes on.
It progresses gradually. It's like rocking through the years.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit some of the stuff we're good at, like the Bowie, the Blondie, the Prince, the the Bowie.
But
we're
while
really good at
people
that.
are sober, we'll be doing like, Jeepers,
Oh, this-
Creepers.
yeah.
Where'd you get those? Kids always think they want 20s music till you start playing that.
Start playing it.
The second you're like, Daisy, Daisy, give me your... They're like, yeah, no.
No.
Play some Onyx.
the boys.
we also have we have dancers that are going to be there. They're going to be teaching lessons, and they're going to be doing a little bit
doing
of
some
showing us
numbers.
how, what is it, Lindy Hops and
Charlestons,
and
swing.
they're really
Nice.
amazing swing dancers, and I can't say enough. I have huge crushes on the both of them, but mostly on Harley.
and this event's
mostly on
hosted-
Harley Fox,
It's hosted by Lady Sabrina.
Hosted
who's
by
a
Lady
famous
Sabrina.
drag queen in Worcester.
who's the second famous drag queen in Worcester, the first being Niki.
You said he was America's sweetheart. I don't know if you know that I'm Worcester's sweetheart.
Nice.
Well, we cover all the bases here.
It's like being a baron,
Yeah.
It's like a smaller territory.
Regional.
Well, that sounds really phenomenal. And is there any way... So we have people listening all over the world, and is there any way that if they can't make it to the show, that they can hear your music or see performances?
They should go to my Facebook.
Yeah.
Not my personal Facebook, you'll hate me, but my band Facebook, which is Niki Luparelli and the Gold Diggers, like at Facebook / you know how to
Whatever
do
it
that
is.
shit.
Freaking Facebook it.
Yeah, just my name's spelled like Tiki.
Yes. Niki. Luparelli.
Rhymes with
Poop and smelly.
I'll kill you. You find that out in 4th grade. And just-
Yeah. Raven Chow, do you know how to spell Luparelli?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. All right, spell it.
You have a hard time saying it, so.
L
Spell
as in Luparelli.
Yeah.
U as in Uparelli. P as in Pooparelli.
Let me figure it out. Let me just go to.
Good luck spelling it.
Niki. Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
If you start typing in Niki on Facebook, I'll be one of the first 1,000 girls that shows up.
All right, well.
I'm actually the most famous Luparelli, though, in the world.
Oh, there you go.
It took me so long to become the most famous Luparelli because one guy squealed on the mob in the 70s.
Yeah, you can't do that. Don't say nothing.
We're not related. We're not related.
Yeah.
Snitches get stitches. And so. And then Umberto used to have a very popular Flickr stream.
Umberto Luparelli.
But eventually I overtook him. So if you just look up Luparelli, you will find me.
That's some Luparelli supremacy right there.
Yeah.
Right?
It means little female wolf that will pull your anus through your nose.
Wow.
That's a scary
I
one.
think that's. I think I
Damn, that hurts.
paraphrased.
Like
This
I
is
know,
a horror
right?
show,
direct
right?
translation.
I thought it was
but-
a horror show.
Yeah, but we have boundaries.
I don't think you do. I've met all of you.
That's
Quiet.
Oh, that's right. There's a lady present. We're trying to put on our best behavior.
Speaking of best behavior, remind me that there's something that I wanted to tell before these guys get here, but now I have to tell with everyone here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, there's something you want to tell everyone.
Yeah,
Go
what do you
ahead.
want to tell
Right.
everyone?
We have to set back the. I don't have to say what it is though, but because
Yeah, you do.
everyone will know. We have to set back the international Dynamo Mars Kelly Beard clock back to 0 days.
What?
What?
Did you fuck up your beard again? No. Are you going to get rid of it?
What are Kelly and I famous for?
Roast beef?
sausage sandwiches.
See, here's what's funny about this. Normally they accuse me of doing this when it doesn't happen, like every show. We have to set back the Mike and Kelly shit their pants clock back to 0 days.
Oh, no.
No.
Did you? Is this your doing?
Yep, it was bad.
Oh, come on. Let's hold it for later.
I got a new
don't-
job at a small
Should have held it
place.
sooner. Thank you.
You sure you want to go here?
No, that's the whole story. My new job is tiny. It's like this studio, and I didn't think that could happen. And then I went home, and then it was just like, I don't have to wait anymore. But I wasn't in the proximity of my bathroom yet. I was somewhere near my shed.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, explain to me why you needed to share this with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Because the listeners were excited that I had gone so long without crapping my pants.
Were they really that excited?
They're excited that you wear pants.
So if you're on the fence about coming to Rock and Shock, if this doesn't sway you, wow.
Oh, boy. Jakey says yes. Sound the trumpets.
I think
What
he
did I say? See?
He already did.
To be honest, I thought the over-under was leaning towards Kelly, so I was surprised it was me.
Jesus.
That guy eats terribly, even worse than I do, so.
Are you sure about that?
Impossible.
We're talking about the guy in Kelly that once pooped in the ocean and then swam to the shore, and when it washed up, he had to pretend he was disgusted about it like everybody else.
Jakey's excited. He says, I'm excited.
I'm not the worst. I'm just the most recent.
Oh my god, I heard about that. There was a thing in that beach at Salisbury Beach. There were people stop shitting in the water. Because the bathrooms are kind of far. They're like my dog at 2 a.m. They're
Oh
like,
my God. That's a bad beach.
See, I'm not a lone wolfie. You just are an elitist.
Yeah.
Bosch is hanging out. He says, what's up? Looks like a party.
it's a party.
And Corny says, hello, skin jobs. How are y'all? Ms. M was
nice.
supposed to replace Raven Shadow, not Mars.
I know.
That's not what we're gonna do.
She's here.
Jakey says in the Bauhaus.
It's true.
I'm in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit! You guys better
Boobs
run.
and boove.
All right, well, I'm thinking we should maybe start talking about this movie in a little bit.
You don't have to.
And since I didn't get a chance to ask, are you ladies here for the show, or are you just here for a little bit?
Well, we watched the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to have you guys talk about it for sure. So, why don't we go ahead?
It was work. I had to put all those numbers in individually because I was trying to watch it on my smart TV, and I had to do each one like it was a phone in the 80s. It was so long. So it was effort. I'm just saying.
I'm starting to think it's an Italian thing. Michael Ravenshadow texted us all at 2 a.m. It says bye.
No, it told me to go home.
Oh, that's right. Put in code.
Right?
Tell me go home.
Raven Shadow, did you get a chance?
Well, let's find out. We don't even know. Let's set the drama. Are we gonna go to commercial or?
No, we're not.
Why?
You want to go to commercial?
Yeah, but is that like?
Does that feel good for you to go to commercial?
Yeah, but then you do like, well, then you go then, and we'll record. You're gonna do it without me. That's one of your little schemes that you do.
We're gonna do what without you? I don't understand where you're going with this.
No, like, but is it like we all go to commercial or just
starting
Raven
to
Shadow?
Oh, God damn it.
I don't know what
It's
he's
like an
drinking,
anxiety.
but he's starting to talk like he messages us.
Yeah.
It's like alcoholic Mad Libs.
Just go do your thing.
You gonna come with me, Aries?
Well, you know he is.
All right. So we're gonna.
Why don't you
All
just
right,
go
well-
during the review?
No.
We'll take a quick break.
Thank
How
you,
about
John.
that, Raven Shadow? Is that gonna make you
That's-
feel good?
That's how we normally, ladies. We
I don't
normally-
want to throw you off.
We normally go to a break before we do the movie review. That's how we do.
And we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Oily Maniac's hanging out, Mars.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
And he says, I failed my Voight Camp test and offended by the term skin job. Oh, it's Blade Runner
see?
talk. Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations.
And Cecil says Mother was better than Blade Runner 2049.
All right, I've never seen Mother, but that's outrageous. One of those movies has Ryan Gosling in it.
Did you make a mess all over the seat in front of you, Mars? That's what I want to know.
I noticed that Aries was giving me side eye the whole time, so I had to behave myself.
I made sure there was a buffer. I put Tiny in between us because I didn't want any. I did not want to be in the splash zone.
Oh God.
Lots of napkins.
You were somewhere different. Yeah. I'll tell you this, like when I saw Crazy Stupid Love in the theater, that was like a Gallagher concert.
All right, so let's do that, Raven Shadow.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead to a break. So what we need to do is, you need to let the folks know what you did to prepare for this movie.
Did a lot of painting.
You did painting,
I was painting.
like Bob Ross.
No. Like walls and shit. Like walls and stuff. I hung up some ceilings. It's
Oh,
like that. I
do you
did.
have fluffy little clouds?
Oh, with like actual brush. I thought you meant like painting. You know, like
Don't be fucking crass, dude.
Back
So
on
fuck, I think you're America's sweetheart, not America's rudest motherfucker.
Dynamo did some painting, too. He
I
had
just
a
got-
happy little accident in his pants.
No, I'm getting ready for the Raven Shadow Chateau. What do we call my house?
The Raven Chateau.
Raven Chateau.
That's what you call your house.
That's pretty good.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah, no, I got a new futon. I got a theater
Oh, you got a
futon.
new? Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got
Is it
cup
comfortable? Did
holders.
you sleep in it? It's got cup holders.
It's got cup holders. I'm like,
yeah, because that's important when you're sleeping. Cup holders.
Well, for him it is.
Put his beer.
For him it is.
I'll take one in the shower, too.
Did he give it? I want to know, did he build a whole new room for his wallet?
that's coming.
So this dude has a wallet?
Yeah.
Oh no! We've seriously talked about it so many weeks in a row.
I know, but I'm really fascinated by
It
the
is.
that-
During the break, we'll have him show off his wallet.
Yeah, that every week we make fun of him. I'm waiting for him to come back with like a normal
Right?
human-sized wallet.
That's never gonna happen.
The Discovery Channel should dedicate a show to his wallet. A reality show. You wouldn't believe this.
he has
Whip it out.
Amazing.
he has a purse just for his wallet.
No, I have a Superman action bag.
Purse.
Action bag.
You need things. Like, I carry a lot of things in my
Thank you,
purse.
Nikki.
Yeah, but he doesn't carry a lot of things.
She's
He
Italian. She knows.
I have a big wallet. I have a phone. I have my mace, just in case.
I'm sorry.
I have a couple of kazoos.
I can
I got my
guarantee.
sunglasses.
My
I
flask.
Look at his wallet.
How do you put that in your pocket?
got a bag. I had the bag.
That's what the bag is for.
Oh, all right. I was like, your spine's gonna be all fucked. Sitting on that.
Your wallet is
My
produced.
wallet's like that too.
Yeah, see? Thank you, Nikki.
Italians have thick wallets.
I
Yeah.
have a thick wallet.
Okay,
It's also a bad
don't-
motherfucker wallet.
It's an Italian thing.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's
yeah.
my fuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the ladies can stand together on this one.
I had Mountain Dew. I mean, I'm just busy. I got
I'm just
things.
saying that action bag ain't getting you any action.
Yeah, but all he has.
Well, but nobody could be like, yo, girl, I got tampons and condoms. I got chocolate.
All right, let me take
A
some
little
notes.
bottle of wine. What you want, girl? I got this. An iPod with, I don't know,
I got my
Air
notepad.
Supply's greatest hits.
Yeah.
Okay, Sherlock Holmes. So you got a notepad and pen.
Yeah,
Big
elementary
deal.
mind.
Girl, you got cramps? I got Midol right here. 500 or 1,000. What you want?
You just made it sound like, in reality, what he'd be doing is like, I have a Nintendo. There's a puppy
Girls
in
like
here.
Nintendo. I love Nintendo. Old
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Okay, how old is that notepad?
Have you
'Cause
seen
there's not
the
a single page
refurbished
missing from it?
ones that they have that are like
Good
when the
today.
license went out?
I've seen them. People were like waiting around the block for
No,
it.
not the ones that have games built in. It's an actual Nintendo, and the license went out. The patent went out, so people made them, and they're cheaply made.
Yeah.
But they're top loaders, and they put in old NES cartridges.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I love mine more than I love my family.
You mean Retrons?
What's your favorite game on the NES?
I've been playing. My favorite ever is Mega Man.
Oh, yeah. I used to love Mega Man.
But I've been playing. I found one called Tag Team Wrestling. That I think actually I put the cartridge in and it just runs itself. I don't think I'm actually doing anything but pressing buttons. But what did you just do?
I have one of those fancy NES, like the reissues.
Oh, please tell me
I,
you didn't spill anything, Aries.
I bought it for my brother,
Nice.
and we play games.
I'm not getting fresh.
I know. I mean, I'm done from the waist down, but.
All right, let's head to break. Raven, did you finish? You get interrupted with the wallet. What were you doing? You painting?
I was painting, getting ready for
Yeah.
my house guests for the rock and roll extravaganza.
Yep.
And then I had to call tech support. I had little problems. I didn't get
Yeah.
any help in the chat room.
You didn't
Nobody helped
reply.
No, Mars was being insulting to me like I knew he was going to
No,
be.
I told you what you needed to do. I was helping.
I needed to be more talked to. So, once again, did I use technology? Did I watch a movie? Did I get frustrated and go to bed?
Out of here.
I
Yeah.
definitely strapped on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
I'm Mike Allred. For the gidgiest listening experience, you gotta check out Trick or Treat Radio.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics.
What comics?
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. and you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at the Deadites, thedeadites.com, and trickortreatradio.com.
Hello, this is the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and paranormalpunchers.com.
And we return on Trick or Treat Radio.
Hey, where did everybody go? We kicked them all out of here.
Yeah, now we have some room to move around. Woo!
All right.
All right. So yeah, everyone took a break, but
Yep.
you know it's cool. We're gonna get everyone situated with this flick. Let's talk about Tragedy Girls. And Tragedy Girls, as I mentioned earlier, it's gonna hit some theaters on October 20th. And this film's getting a pretty good amount of buzz, so it may expand into a wider release if people go check it out. So this flick is rated R, and it is 98 minutes long. It is a comedy horror from 2017, and it is directed by Tyler McIntyre. And we did another film from Mr. McIntyre called Patchwork, maybe about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I think we had El Goro on to review it with us.
Which I dug on.
Yeah,
I think we all did.
I think generally we all dug it, for the most part. And the flick is written by Chris Lee Hill and Tyler McIntyre. So same dudes that wrote Patchwork. And they wrote this one. And it stars Brianna Hildebrand as Sadie. And she played Negasonic Teenage Warhead on the Deadpool flick.
No kidding.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
I think we mentioned it last week.
All I know while everybody else is gone,
Yeah.
that I was so smitten with her that I didn't even think she was so beautiful that I didn't even think that she was she didn't even seem real. It was like the uncanny valley. I couldn't figure out.
And the other girl, who it's Alexandra Shipp, who plays Michaela, and she played Storm in the last X-Men movie.
That I did know because I just watched that piece of shit the other day.
Oh, okay. And it also has an appearance by Kevin Durand, a Canadian actor he's been in a shitload of stuff.
Right, yeah.
I most recently saw him on the TV show The Strain. He plays one of the major characters in that. But he's also he was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's been in the TV show Vikings.
And Real Steel, good little flick right there.
Yeah. So he's been in a lot of stuff. So you probably have seen him if you don't recognize the name. Kevin Durand?
And Craig Robinson is in this as well.
Yeah, Craig Robinson, who was in The Office, who's best known for his role in The Office. And let's see, who else?
And Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine, yeah.
That movie's too funny.
He played Daryl in The Office.
Who was the dad? Who was the sheriff? Was he from anything?
Timothy Murphy.
Was he anything?
He was in National Treasure, The Lone Ranger,
Lone Ranger.
Shallow Ground, Appaloosa.
I love The Lone Ranger. I think that movie was fun.
You
It was.
recognize him in any of those, Raven Channel?
I do. My thing stuck.
You're what?
I'm stuck.
What are you stuck on?
Like, I
Your
can't-
sausage sandwich is stuck?
Oh, wait. It's my... Jesus. It's like I'm surrounded by the Three Stooges over here.
Have problems.
Yeah, you.
Oh.
And you.
I'm better.
You better? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure. And who else we got in this film? We got... It's not in... Jack Quaid plays Jordan. He was also sort of the other...
Quaid. Was he the kid from Mockingjay?
Yeah, he was from The Hunger Games.
Josh Hutcherson, yeah.
And he was also in a new film called Logan Lucky that just came out.
I want to see that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, that's the cast. And the synopsis we have, Tragedy Girls, a twist on the slasher genre, follows two death-obsessed teenage girls who use their online show about real-life tragedies to send their small Midwestern town into a frenzy and cement their legacy as modern horror legends. So, Mars, you're on my mouse cord here. Whatever is right there is on my mouse cord, thank you.
I'm just trying to be friendly.
Not to my mouse, apparently. All right, so Tragedy Girls. Let's talk about this flick. So, Ms. M had made a comment that, did you know that you know, did you plan this, that we were going to be reviewing this movie when we have two, you know, when we have two ladies, partners in crime on the show. And it wasn't planned. It's just one of those kind of happy accidents, I think. But it seemed it's kind of appropriate, I think, right?
I agree.
Have you guys done this before? Is that something you've
No,
done?
not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I'm not saying we haven't planned it.
You've discussed it. It just hasn't enacted it yet.
It's all mapped
I feel like
out
Nikki
and
might be one Halloween extravaganza away.
Yeah, after one show with the Deadites.
We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, we never decided on what my name was.
That's because you got some good suggestions and some really bad ones. Sorry.
I was looking for a horror name like Donna Matrix. We'll have to talk about this later. I know we gotta get to the movie. I know you have shit to do. We gotta get going.
I'm gonna just lead off, and
Yeah, go for it.
first of all, this movie was a lot like me and Tiny in high school, just so you know.
You were two teenage girls?
Yep. One had short blonde hair, one was African American.
I think I know which is which.
Yeah. Well, I was an Onyx, and we ran amok and had a web blog, and everyone loved us. And we're the
I
head
don't
cheerleader.
think there's such a thing.
As cheerleaders, no, that's been around for a long time, like
No,
Happy
web
Days
blog.
time. In that time, they were called the BBSs. But anyway,
I didn't know you were into that.
see, I was Mortiz script. Come on, get out of here. Do you think we had any other friends? It was me, him, and that Commodore 64. But I thought so. This movie is kind of fun and trite and sort of like Edgar Wright-ish as it was at times. I felt like there were elements that I really liked. I felt like I can't really go a lot into it without being spoilery, so I won't. But I felt like there was a topical air to it, not in a story
I
point.
say topical ointment.
Yeah, there was a. Well, I did sit in MZ's chair last night. Not in any one plot point, but in resolution, because I feel like not as a country, but as a planet, I feel like we're kind of coming to grips with that. The good guys don't always win, and the good guys, even when they know that they're not good guys. You know what I mean? That trite
Also,
people.
there's also something else, I think, is just the role of social media, right? I mean, like, our fucking goddamn president is, he's worse than these teenage girls. on Twitter.
It's funny, I thought of that because about 20 minutes into it, I felt like this movie was about 5 years too late. Like, we've already reviewed this movie. But then as the kind of, I know Raven Shadow gets mad at me for talking about this stuff, but as the like kind of subtext like kind of washed over me a little bit, like I was sort of like got with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it took a little longer because I was helping you mix the Trick or Treat Radio's greatest hits in one air and watching.
Right. You do have two sets of headphones.
Yeah,
on
it was
last
really
night.
embarrassing. I was rocking 2 headphones at the same time. But I multitask. It's what I do.
Well, I think one of the interesting things about this, and so we've talked, with filmmakers and other creative types about films being dated, and this film is absolutely dated, but I think that's on purpose. I think it's a snapshot of our time, and I think it's intended to be that way. So it is kind of interesting, though, and it does subvert some expectations as well, because we do have, we have the final girl, like that's a thing, right? And in this case, there is no final girls. The final girls were essentially like the killers, and that's no spoiler. That's if you've seen the trailer or anything about this, it's very obvious. So I thought that was kind of an interesting, way to kind of subvert those expectations and having the, typical final girls be the killers, so to speak.
I just wish they had kind of made these girls a little more likable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually when there's like the American Psycho guy, like Patrick Bateman, wasn't you like, oh, that guy's kind of hilarious. Like if he was going to kill me with a chainsaw to Huey Lewis, I would totally get down with this guy. And
I also wonder if that is part of it, though, because it is a movie about millennials, right?
Like this movie is what my friends in my nerdy chat room make fun of me for hating young people.
Right,
like,
exactly.
These are these fucking kids that I've been dealing with for the last 8 years, and I hate them. And so they did a good job at making you hate them, and even when they pulled you in, it's true.
I hated most of these people in this movie.
I liked most of the people who died, unfortunately. So
Yeah. Right. Well, would that be a spoiler? What I told you about?
Ooh, that's a good question.
If you're not sure,
Then
it's
it
usually
is.
So the basic premise we have here, once again, this is not spoiler, but we have these two, the tragedy girls, Sadie and Michaela, and they have this blog, I guess you could say. It's just a social media thing. They post on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. They're all over social media, and what they're trying to do is to get followers. It's in a way kind of a narcissistic, sort of pursuit. They want likes and they want followers, and so they think the way to do this is to follow this serial killer that's in town, the town of Rosedale, and when they post about it, they're not getting the kind of attention that they would like. So they hatch this crazy plan to kidnap the serial killer and to learn from him so that they can sort of continue on and to do this. And it's sort of an interesting thing because it's really an interesting look at kind of like social media and kind of just being an attention whore on social media, right? And doing whatever it'll take. And it's sort of that whole thing about news being generated by people now and getting it from citizens and not, professional media outlets, because there is sort of, there's a moment when later on in the movie, about halfway through maybe, where a media outlet is basically saying, like, I can't remember the quote, but it was something like tweets. Do you guys remember the quote? Something about tweets don't, I don't remember.
Give us your tweets.
No, not that. But it was basically saying that tweets aren't news, and leave it to the professionals.
Right.
Oh, right.
Oh, from the newscaster, right? The reporter.
Yeah.
Mars says that's not a spoiler.
That's not. Mars says not a spoiler. So
Okay.
The girls, you notice they were like, oh, it's a good thing we killed all those stray dogs and cats, and and. Dude, that makes you the least relatable. Like,
I know.
I can't even watch Babadook again because of, spoiler, that she kills her fucking dog in Babadook.
Well, I think
it's been 4 years. See the movie.
But they don't actually.
They don't actually show it, but just knowing that they did, I'm like, oh, I hate you.
Well,
I want you to. If you just killed these dickheads at school, I was behind you 100%.
And you could see that Sadie's got the tail of one of those. I'm assuming
didn't
it's
see
one
that.
of those on her backpack.
I didn't notice that.
I'm
oh
of-
my God.
Yeah.
So, tell me what you.
Legit, I didn't realize. She said something about the killing the animals, and I was like, I don't think I saw that part
No, they
because
didn't show
Yeah.
you know.
It's just
But
implied.
I'm not really good at those little things. But I did notice the tail on the.
Yeah. But you know what? It's weird. Despite all that, I found these girls rather endearing.
Well,
Because they're
obviously.
gorgeous.
No. It has nothing to do with their looks.
Bullshit.
No. Listen.
Cast Alina Durham in this and see how much you like this.
Oh, I
No,
like.
I
I like her until she.
they're I think they had really
Well, that's because
interesting personalities. I thought
Afterwards,
they're-
I want to know one thing you found endearing because I
About
obviously
their
you can't.
personality.
Yeah.
or at least the definition of endearing.
Right.
Well, I think that Aries, you got something to say?
You know, one thing.
No. Wait. No. Honestly, I think it's just their compassion and how
They weren't
Their
compassionate.
lack of-
No. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
I prefer not.
They're compassionate in their attempt to try and be the most popular.
You mean
They're
passionate?
Yeah,
That's what I
not-
said.
You said compassionate.
I thought you said
Oh, did I-
compassion. Yeah.
Oh, I meant passion. I
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
Did I say compassion?
You
Sorry.
did, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
You're
Whatever I
prolific.
said. Passionate. Thank you. They're passionate. That's what I meant to
3
say.
letters, and it makes such a big
I know, right? Jesus.
C-U-M. It's
And they're passionate about what they want to do, and their
About killing people.
strive. And hey, it is a goal. It is a goal for them.
Well, it's actually
Does that
it's a
make
means.
somebody likable?
It's a
though?
mean-spirited
have
goal.
goals.
It's a
Well,
mean-spirited goal, but they're
Well,
likable
it's
when they
a means
do it.
to an end because I don't think they had the passion for killing people at the beginning. I think they wanted to get more likes and followers.
Yeah, it was all about. It was a big pissing contest. It was a popularity contest. I just feel that somewhere along the line, the story gets lost with Lowell. I think is that his name? Lowell?
Yeah, I agree.
Because
actually, yeah.
I mean, for somebody who was caught and supposed to be teaching these girls how to kill, he was kind of left on the back burner for a good 45 minutes.
Yeah.
While these girls knew what they were doing, even though it was all done by it was all probably accidental, and things didn't go according to plan. They still achieved their goal.
Now you got Oily all bent out of shape on Zero.
Nah, who cares?
I have a theory about the animal killing thing. Before we listen to one sociopath relate to 2 other sociopaths any longer.
Thank you.
I think that so at first I was bullshit about it because I felt like it was lazy filmmaking because it was, that's like sociopath, psychopath 101, right? That's like how they start like Rob
Sure,
Zombie's
sure.
Halloween and
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
And then I came around to thinking, get even more irritated by why do directors try to shove this easy animal violence down my throat?
Well,
But then
they
from the
they
meta
didn't
of it,
show it,
right.
thankfully.
But then from the meta of it, I wonder if it was even a statement of so we review at least 52 movies a year, and I would say 35 of them in the last 2 years, like 35 one year, 35 the year before, used someone's pet getting killed as GP.
I can't. I won't even watch them.
Well,
I
we
won't watch
we
them
get
again.
we get
The
pissed
whole-
off. We like
I
to do
get
whole
mad.
shows. Yeah. So I wonder if he did that as a statement that directors are using that now all the time as GP.
All right.
But I don't know.
I'm really glad they didn't show it because I wouldn't
Right.
have watched. I can't.
Yeah. And it was good for a change that they didn't show it because
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of movies.
I don't
that,
or hear it. I don't even want to hear it.
yeah,
Well, this movie was, it was lighthearted, even though it was violent, and
yeah.
gory.
It was
It was
campy.
lighthearted. It was campy. It was a fun ride.
Yeah,
I really
agree
enjoyed
with
it.
that. I had a good time.
I am not one who really watches a lot of horror, and I watched this, and Nikki and I were texting about it, and I flat out said, I'm like, I'm pretty entertained by this.
Yeah,
so
I
that's,
thought it was good.
Yeah, it's a good popcorn flick. It really is.
And I did see the director Tyler McIntyre had said he was kind of aiming to do this as an entry point for kind of millennial teenagers to get into horror. Like that, he said was one of the inspirations behind
Which is
this.
interesting because it's so incredibly accurate and damning.
Right.
Right.
So, not to bring up anything too crazy, but This one is the first one I've seen with a female lead, where the female lead that is kind of the tormentor, the protagonist of evil, it hasn't been tormented. Like, nobody's been messing with these girls.
Right.
They're beautiful.
And that's one of the other things that I really liked about it was this. Typically, you see in a movie when a woman is killing other people, it's because of revenge, right?
Yeah.
It's because they've been assaulted or they've been hurt in some way.
Yeah, this wasn't Carrie or Angela Bettis in May.
Or,
Right.
or I spit on your
Or
grave.
spin your grave. Yeah. So it was interesting to see, and you typically don't see. I mean, I guess in the real world, you don't see too many female serial killers, right? Like, it's just kind of one of those
But
things.
even the real life, Eileen Wuornos, she was tormented.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great point, and I think it was a really interesting decision by the director to do that, and I think it was a really good one, because it is sort of a social commentary and using sort of the killing as this vehicle, because it's like basically saying they'll go to any length to be popular or to go viral or to so, which I thought was really interesting, because a lot of people in this day and age will do whatever it takes to go viral or to be like a internet sensation,
Right.
You
hear what was interesting too, from my typical hating young people point of view,
right?
Is they weren't very good at their means to an end.
Oh no, which is great.
Which I thought was like pretty indicative of young people of this time. Like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna start a band. We're gonna have a clubhouse, and like when it actually gets down to it, they sound shitty and they don't act the right way, and or they hurt people wrestling. Like, it's just in dealing with young people, like they're seldom they're put any proficiency in their mission statement.
Yep.
Or any proficiency in the activity that leads to their mission statement. Who's behind me? Okay. I didn't know you had, I forgot you had left.
And you were talking about how this is a very dated film, and it is. And,
Well,
but you know what? It's very.
I didn't mean
difficult.
that in a negative way.
Oh no.
necessarily.
But I just want to add to it that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to make a hip film and not have it become dated. And you know what's really starting to come? I'm really starting to like, and I don't understand why. Maybe it's the. Honestly, I really don't know what it is.
Mr.
But
Belvedere.
we first start. Exactly, I do like Mr. Belvedere.
But
I've
been there before.
I got-
No one cares.
And
I know
is
the whole song. Don't tempt me. I'm about to
so do I.
It's gonna
So
turn
do I.
showgirls and
We'll
it's-
do a duet.
Shit, that's a duet.
We'll do a duet.
Titanic team up nobody asked
We'll
for.
do a duet later. And the first time I saw it was in the dreadful Yoga Hosers. Is the text messages that pop up on the screen.
Well, he did it, I think, too. And
I really enjoy that for some reason. I
what was
don't
his
know
last
why.
film?
No, I like
Well,
that.
and even just like the little hearts.
The face
Yeah, the little
for
hearts
likes.
or the
For
thumbs
likes
up.
and-
And
yeah.
I mean, I like that.
There was a lot of fucked up people loving some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of comical in a way where you see nothing but hearts. You see nothing but hearts and thumbs up, hearts and thumbs up, hearts and thumbs up, smiley faces popping up all over the place. Little tiny things, little marshmallow emoticons, just popping up all over the place. I think it's cute. And
I
funny.
think it's really interesting because in like 1983, Frank Miller took a sort of stagnant sequential visual art form and injected some film into it and made it really, really like pop and be alive, and then other foreign artists like Mobius and stuff like that followed suit. Now these young directors, I think, are taking a cue from all the failed comic screenwriters that are out there, like Matt Fraction and Brian Michael Bendis, who actually, Monster Zero, when I've watched a lot of these things, I've seen these visual tricks in comics now, as opposed to having like thought bubbles a lot of time.
Yeah.
You'll actually see the like blog text or the text or something like that. So I think that it's like, and that's what those guys were. Like all of the best comic writers right now were all failed screenwriters.
I see.
So they're using these visual mediums to these visual cues to like put more exposition that you can't get without having like somebody say like, oh well, without having to be like, oh look, so and so thought, like we do it on the chat all the time because
Right,
the people who
it's
can't hear
shorthand.
we do it in the chat because people who are listening to the podcast can't hear us say like, oh, Oily just said this,
Also, it's cheaper because instead, if you're meant to be reading something like this rather than hearing the characters say what's on the screen, it's much cheaper because then you don't have to worry about setting up the lights and the camera in a certain angle in a certain way to make sure that the reflection on the phone isn't being hit with the camera lens and all this other stuff. So they just pop it up on the screen and it's visually interesting, and I think it adds a little something to the film.
What's so funny?
I must have said something funny.
No, a few minutes ago, I was going to call him my heterosexual life mate, but everybody knows that's not true. Jakey said, "What the fuck is MZ talking about?"
You don't know what I'm talking about, Jakey Poo?
Don't make fun of him.
I'm not making. He's making fun of me, man.
We have 48 states of love against yours.
Wow.
Wait. What love am I getting?
None, apparently.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I do love Puerto Rico, but
Are you going to get on the internet and talk about how much you love Puerto Rico and how lucky they are?
I will. I'll do it right now. I'll tweet it. No, this was a fun flick. I just like the way it's paced, and the deaths are not entirely original. I think they're amped up a bit, but they're not entirely original. I mean, you got one death from that I won't say what it is, but you got one death clearly from Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh my god!
No, you didn't think it was fucking awesome while it was going down. I thought you were
do
going
a
to
fucking fist
throw an
pump?
iPod out the window.
You know what? When I saw that, I didn't know what to think. I
was
really didn't know what to
upset,
think.
like-
That is one of the most iconic deaths in cinema history, right? Like, you agree, MZ?
It's on my back, dude. Yeah.
I know it is. I know it is.
For the love of all that's holy.
No, don't take it out.
Oh,
Don't take it
shut up.
You have a tattoo?
Oh my god.
I got Cannibal Holocaust tattoo on my back.
See your tattoo.
Oh
Sure.
no!
Oh, will you
Oh,
stop
no.
your
I want to
whining.
see it.
Will you stop your whining.
Did I whine?
He's got
No. I'm whining
No.
because I've seen this fucking tattoo.
Dynamo's got to go empty his pants.
He's done this in restaurants in front of like young children.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's doing it. All right, so
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Okay, get dressed.
Wow.
Put your shit back on.
Jeez. What's your Chinese symbol say? Fucking murder? The
So,
Chinese?
just so you know, Niki Luparelli's daytime gig is removing shitty tattoos.
give him your card, please.
So
No, he likes
that's
them. They're good.
WorcesterTattooRemoval.com.
Yeah, and-
I only remove tattoos people don't want.
And we spend time with him outside of here.
I imagine you don't spend a lot of time with him with his shirt off.
That's true.
And most women, I know I don't like to fuck guys from behind. So
That's true. Wow.
I'm not going to see it.
Well, that gets me off the hook then, doesn't it?
MZ will take whatever he can get at this point. Wow. Everyone in the chat room wants to see it, MZ.
No, you want to see it? All right, I tell you what. You want to see it? Hold on. You want to see it? Go purchase the Blu-ray of Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, you're right. It is in the
Yeah, and go to the gallery section, number 57, in the Mondo Cannibal section of the gallery, and there I am with one of the stars, and she's pointing at my tattoo.
I got something better. You want to see the tattoo? You come to the show tomorrow night.
That's right.
The band sells out the club. He'll get on stage and show that tattoo.
Friday night. Friday night,
Oh, thank God.
October 13th.
Yeah,
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Well, that's okay.
you almost had it.
All right, guys, there's
Go
that
tomorrow,
Onyx
nobody will be
fire. Is Monster Zero done yet?
But there's
Oily says the ladies sound so disgusted about
About
the
what?
about the tattoo.
Because they
Oh,
are.
I'm not.
Well, the good news is a
thank
couple more summers of Five Guys and Bradishes. That's going to be a full-size impalement.
now.
Now
there's also-
now he's only up to a small child.
Bosch says no pegging in the champagne room.
Can you type what pegging is so I can see the definition? Do you mind?
Here's
typing
the,
it in?
Hold on.
Ms. M can, yeah, she can Google it.
I no, fuck you. I'm not Googling that. I'm not going to dignify you with Googling that on my doctor friend's phone. You Google that.
And there's also a death that's very reminiscent of a death that's in the Toxic Avenger, as well as one that I consider to be taken from.
That was my favorite scene, actually.
The Jess Franco joint, Bloody Moon.
Which one? Try to walk me through it as spoilery as not.
Spoiler free.
Table saw.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
okay.
right. Yeah.
What was the Toxic Avenger one?
The weights.
The
room.
weights.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorite
course,
special
yeah.
effects of all time, actually.
Oily says, "Oh fuck, I own that Blu-ray. Joke's on me." Oily, go check it out.
Check it out.
Number 57,
Number
right?
50. Yeah, number 57 in the Mondo Cannibal area.
I just want everyone in the chat room to know that a restaurant had to give fucking refunds because of that.
Yeah, he did whip that out at it.
At a fucking Chili's,
At
he
it-
cleared it.
Yeah, he cleared the fucking room, taking his shirt
I know
off.
I'm repeating my material, but people were like, I want my money back, money back, money back. It was not good. And know what the weird part about that tattoo is? Like his back is a different color than the rest of his body. I can't figure it out. Like, it's like he got that on like swine flesh and then implanted it on his back.
I like that he's got a theme going on his whole back. He doesn't have one horror theme and one fucking Taz.
No, well,
and one-
hold on. He's got the wizard in the Gorgonite on his
Yes, he does.
Those are my first two tattoos.
You
Give
really
me a break,
should.
will you?
You really should get Nikki's number so you can do something about those
Wizard
first
of
two.
Gorgonite.
Yeah.
I have been told about getting rid of those tattoos, and I just might.
You can just lighten
get rid of the
the
wizard.
cover up.
Ask me if it hurts. Ask me.
If it, what?
Ask me
Does
if
it hurt?
Yeah, ask me. Does it hurt?
Does it hurt?
No.
Ah.
You ever cook like bacon without your shirt on? That's what it feels like. So if you like that, you can come sit in my pain chair.
I don't know why, but I'm gonna try that bacon thing when I get home.
Look, I have 10 tattoos. I don't mind getting more.
Right. Well, I don't know. But
I am very pro tattoo. The number one thing I remove is names and wedding rings. Apparently, over the last 10 years, y'all were getting your wedding rings tattooed because you were cheap. Buy the bitch a ring. That's just something to hog.
Raven Shadow, you didn't do the tattoo?
No. I went the.
Do you have a ring tattoo?
No. I went the tangible option.
No,
It's
because
easy
you
to-
have
the
something to
returnable
hawk
option.
after. A ring tattoo removal is going to cost you what a ring costs, so just get the fucking ring.
No, Raven Shadow, you went and got the puzzle ring and then glued it together.
That was a
And then Pinhead comes out if you try to take it off.
Well, luckily the claw caught it on the first try,
Right.
so it only cost him 25
you're
cents.
welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Melissa's bummed out. She missed you taking your shirt off,
Great.
MZ.
Don't do it again for her.
I think there's a replay you can get.
Yeah, I think the best to this day I
you go,
will be
Colleen.
like sitting alone and laugh at it. The best conversation I've ever had with Monster Zero about one of his tattoos is he went and got a tattoo in the morning, and he was going to get Bruce Campbell's ash, and he came back. And I said, "Did you get Ash?" He goes, "No, I got Jack Nicholson." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "I didn't want to get something so corporate."
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
All right, we have to continue on because we got to start wrapping this up soon. But you guys were talking about some of the kills that were sort of an homage to other films. There was obviously the Martyrs reference, if you will. I mean, they just blatantly referenced it.
Mm-hmm.
Argento, they talked about.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And
Final Destination, they also mentioned.
And this director is
And-
really good at that because his whole film was tonally like a Stuart Gordon film last time.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
And, that, and
Patchwork,
this
yeah.
film didn't have any of that.
right. And there is also, I mean, as almost every single horror film does these days, had Night of the Living Dead in it as well. It was just the audio
free.
though. Yeah, it's free, so why not, right?
I'm gonna make a movie just to put it in it.
Yeah.
I'm actually just gonna make a movie, which is Night of Living Dead Oscar.
So, I one thing I want to talk about, I don't want to get too into spoilers here, but I really enjoyed the premise. I loved the first half of this movie.
Yes.
And they did kind of lose, like I thought they had a really cool plot point with kidnapping the serial killer. And then as I think Niki said, they didn't really do anything with it for a while. And then when they kind of brought it back, it was almost sort of like just using it as like a MacGuffin, as like, here's a plot thing that can help kind of move things along. And I really wish they had done a little bit more with that, because I think there was some potential there.
It
But
could have been like Highlander. He could have been training him.
Yeah, right?
yeah,
There was, I agree with that. There was a lot of potential there, and I
Yeah.
was kind of disappointed by that.
I think they probably just decided to focus more on the girls and their pursuit of fame, which is understandable. But I guess, and maybe that's the generational gap. You know, maybe younger folks like the way that they went in this direction, and maybe that's the decision that they made.
But not to be too critical, but they could have done all of that without that serial killer.
No, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
All of the rest of the plot stood on its own without him. And while he was entertaining, it was more like, it was like the foil, not the foil, like it was my part. I was the straight man, right? It was like, it was like, oh yeah, that could go or that could not go. You could have made this movie without it.
I think they thought he was going to be really clever, and then they're like, oh, you're just like Ed Gein. You're just fucking nuts. Like, you're just going to wear a girl's vagina as earrings. You're just fucking crazy. We can't learn shit from you.
And you could be right. Maybe they had higher hopes for him, that he was going to be, like, had this
like
really
Dexter,
elaborate...
like smart, have a motive. And he's like, nope, just want to fuck your skull.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, maybe that was the point of it is, you know... Yeah, it's interesting. I just got a picture from Raven J that I need to put up here. So I don't know if you guys can see the screen here in studio.
That's great.
Here's from Raven J.
Keep it coming.
I get this a lot. My ruse is working.
It's
I
Ms.
love
M.
it.
It's Ms. M and Nikki pouring champagne, and Nikki saying,
Do you
"Keep it."
see that he gave you more cleavage than me?
Apparently in the feed, it looks like I have more.
Yeah, she's showing it off more. Hint,
Really?
hint, hint.
Hey, Ted, put him on the table.
America's sweetheart. What happened?
Jesus, dude.
I'm not at a Kinks concert. I'm not just putting my tits on the table for everybody.
Go ahead. We're waiting.
Stop it.
My God.
Mars, how many in a million years did you think he would be the one you have to worry about?
See?
I did because I saw when he grabbed the whiskey.
I thought
Can't you
I thought
control
you
him?
hated me. I came in, I was like, fuck, Aries is here. He fucking hates me.
How could I hate you? We work together.
I was terrible at my job.
Did
To be
he
fair,
remove
he was pretty
tattoos,
awful
too?
at
What
it
do you mean
too.
you were terrible at your job?
I legit thought you fucking hated me. I really did. I was like scared to sit next to you. I was like, shit. I don't think I've seen you in like 5 years, 10 years.
Well,
He's made a lot of waitress.
I don't
I'm at a
come in
loss
around.
I reassured her. Don't worry, everybody thinks he hates him.
That's how you project.
I've known,
you know, you do kind
I've
of
known
give
him my
that off
entire
there.
adult life.
I suppose that's why I'm the only one who looks angry in that photo.
Oh, I was distracted by Susan's fake tits. I didn't notice that he looked angry. You do look
Smoke and mirrors, baby. Smoke and mirrors.
They're like down to here.
Get your pencil, Raven J.
Well, that's a first on the show.
I do that all the time. You just don't see it back.
Oh shit!
What were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Q Buster.
Boss says Craigslist Lost Encounters live.
Remember how you were talking about greatest hits?
Yes.
Greatest.
Greatest. Yeah.
I think Aries is going to try it now.
We got
He
volumes 5 and 6 here.
The double digits.
All right, we're gonna start wrapping up this review. So that's. I mean, we don't want to go too deep into this because it is a film that hasn't come out yet. So we want you guys to be surprised, and we want you to experience it, and without having anything spoiled for you. So I think what we'll do here is we'll sort of end the conversation, and we're going to go to the verdict. So now everyone will be able to give their verdict, and we'll wrap things up. So get the music. All right, verdict time.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. You want to start off, Mars?
Sure, man, sure.
All right, kick it off with Mars.
This generally doesn't happen with a film of this kind of bouncy tone, but I am like kind of completely conflicted because I found myself like shakingly irritated for like a big chunk of it. I found myself in full out, as Coop would say, grumpy old man mode. Get off my lawn for the whole time.
Yeah.
But like afterwards, I was thinking about a lot of things, and some of it might be justification because I was such a big fan of the director's last film.
Yep.
So maybe I'm projecting things that aren't there. I'm gonna say that for the sake of I gotta say something, that this is a tepid treat. And the reason that I would say that it is a tepid treat, not a full-out treat, is that I didn't have a good time. Now, there are a lot of films I adore that I don't have a good time watching. I don't have Dominatrix over to practice a song and throw Martyrs on. But what I this film irritated me on like a, I don't know, it just like I don't know, not to sound like Monster Zero, but like I really want to kill most young people. Like I want to make the Andromeda strain for anyone that's under 22. But afterwards, like, some of the things we were talking about that I think, were like little nuggets that were dug in here that some of the more superficial horror references kind of disguise too. I appreciated it more. So this is, our rating system is very small and linear. So I feel like this actually exists in a place where something that our rating system doesn't accommodate. And anybody that listens to the show a lot can probably tell that because I normally just generally say trick or treat and move on to the next person without much to say about it. But this is a tepid treat, and I'm anxious to go back and decide if I really love it or really hate it because I don't think I'm going to fall in between.
All right, so let's go to Ms. M.
I don't like horror movies. I feel like I'm in a strange place to say that, but there it is. And so for me, this was a real treat because it was funny, it was campy, it had something that I could grab onto and not just be horrified by. I really enjoyed it, and I won't even say tepid treat. So if you're like me and you want your horror to be lighthearted, then watch the hell out of this. It's really fun.
All right, let's hear what Niki has to say.
So I watch a lot of horror, but I watch mostly whatever like supernatural thing is. I don't normally like a slasher film. I like some ghosty stuff. And no matter how bad my day is going, I can watch a horror movie and go, well, better than them, right? Could be worse. So with this, as a slasher, it's lighthearted, it's cute. I liked it. It's nice to see a female protagonist, even if I don't think that they're exceptionally likable. It's like really nice, and to have them, just be they're just it's a strong lead, even though they're terrible people. So it was very enjoyable. I would say it's a treat. It's a butterscotch liqueur treat.
Also, who can say no to a treat about two besties going on a killing
No,
spree?
they were like Thelma and Louise, but they were terrible
Scarier.
people.
Teenage Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. It was totally worth it. I'm happy that I watched it, and I rewatched it a few times because I'm a stoner and I'm doing different shit.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Awesome. Aries. Oh, you haven't seen the movie.
Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean I can't chime in.
That's Raven Shadow style.
Yeah.
You don't gotta watch the movies.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just because I heard the term millennial thrown around a lot, and I fucking hate millennials.
You have one.
Yeah, and sometimes
He's
he
all
blows
right.
the fucking piss out of me.
Wait, you made your own?
That's how.
He has a spawn.
You do? That's a millennial?
My kid is
how old-
22.
Holy
You killed Niki.
You killed Niki.
He's dead.
Yeah, I'm an old fucking man.
Well, I don't think
So,
there's any question in that.
Can I tell you real quick that one time I met love of my life, Dave Foley from The Kids in the Hall.
There you go.
And I got chatting with him, and I said the worst thing I probably ever said to anyone because we were talking, and I was drunk, and he was on the wagon, so, you know, and he was like, oh, yeah, my kid's 22. And I go, oh, my God, I could fuck your kid.
Oh!
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? And so obviously I didn't close the deal that night with my love of my life, Dave Foley. Oh, it didn't work out.
How about the kid?
Yeah. Sounds like his kid is still living alive.
Because you know what? If he had
I was
didn't
just
say
making conversane, man.
if he didn't say that, it would have just been I met Dave Foley. But now you got a really funny story.
I told him I could fuck his kid. Sounds like a threat. Doesn't that sound like a threat?
A little
You
bit.
cast me on your movie and Brain Candy too, or I'm gonna fuck your kid.
So, Aries, as a follow-up question, Bosch wants to know your beard grooming product of choice.
Laziness.
Yeah, question confuses
He
me.
uses just for Aries.
Just for gods.
Just for gods, yeah.
Yeah. That's actually not true because Aries and I had a short discussion that disgusted the nearly hairless Tiny White about me needing a new
Beard trimmer.
A new beard trimmer, yeah.
Yeah.
And if everybody liked the
Yeah, shy of not cutting it, I got nothing else for you.
It's
Really?
crazy,
Can you put
Bosch. It
products
just
in your
grows when
beard?
you get old.
Can you put you just for men yours, right?
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, he does.
I don't.
You do.
You know, he just
natural hair
uses
color.
his tweezers and picks out all the grays.
Yeah, I got some grays.
Okay, then you use the same shit you put in your hair.
No, he pulls them out.
Yeah, he,
No, only in my
he
beard, though.
tweezes
I
them.
don't know, yeah.
Danzig wouldn't let him into his
Yeah.
show because of his tweezers.
Beard and pubes.
Wait, what are you doing?
What?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Get my tweezers.
Why aren't those in your bag?
Wait, are you
got
kidding
them in your
me?
bag.
What are you talking about?
Honestly, you just pull those out of your pocket?
Yeah.
Where's the stimmy
Where
dad?
do you keep yours?
Keep my what?
In my bag.
Yeah.
You're like the Batman of grooming.
Oh my God!
It's like we're on Let's Make a Deal or something, you know?
Are
There's
you gonna be
actually
I'll
eating some
give you-
strawberries later with Richard Gere? You might need some floss.
Yeah.
I'll give $100 to anybody who has a Stimident.
Who's got a $2 bill? The next person with a $2 bill. Do you have a $2 bill?
No, that'd be awesome.
Aries, there's actually I don't know if it would make it on the Greatest Hits Volume 4, but there's actually a 20-minute segment of Raven Shadow's idea of killing time because I'm stuck for traffic is going through his whole morning grooming ritual.
What grooming ritual?
Wait,
He's
who
like
is
fucking.
his?
He's like Patrick Bateman.
Oh, yeah, no, you get a routine.
I bet he uses
Okay.
some creams, some salves.
Yeah.
That stuff.
You know what my morning grooming ritual is?
Not.
Put on fucking pants.
We'll teach that to him.
I put on pants. I go to work.
Aries drinks his coffee on the toilet just to save time. It just
Is there any other way?
To be fair, you've picked me up early a few times
He's
without pants.
multitasking.
that's multitasking.
In the chat room,
Well,
Julie.
that's one task. Just flush and fill. That's what that's called. Flush and fill.
In the chat room, Julie a couple minutes ago said, "Oh my God, Nikki." I think it was in regard to the
I don't.
comment about fucking the sun.
It's weird
I'm the
to have.
worst. I'm the worst.
It's weird to
I
have
don't
Miss
know.
Matrix and Julie Meow Meow in the same conversation.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to MZ. We got to wrap this.
How can I top that, right?
Yeah, you can't.
Well, I try. Well, no, you know what? This was a real fun movie. It's not a perfect film. It does have its flaws.
Monster Zero's like, I tell people I'm going to fuck their kids all the time.
That's why he's on a list.
That's why I got all this nice jewelry. I look like Tron.
Where's the wrist? Let's see the wrist bracelet. Is that beeping? Is it going off right now?
It's a good trick. I can't go in Millbury. I can't go in Leicester.
And,
I look like a Cyberman.
And despite its shortcomings, and I just found this to be a really fun movie. It's almost like a party movie, really, in a way. I do like the characters. I think the protagonists are adorable, and this is a pretty solid treat. I did enjoy this.
I can't believe that's all you got out of it. That they're adorable. You'd never hear me say anything like that.
Well, I will say this:
he doesn't work with millennials.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this: Brianna Hildebrand. If you look at her IMDb page, her picture, she looks like she's in like a high school production of Alien 3, and she's playing Ripley.
Bring me both of those photos because I love the blondes. I don't know their names. The blondes haircut I want.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. So she looks like how she looked in Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
But I was a little disappointed with the kind of whitewashing of the young black woman's character. Like, don't fucking put her in fucking curly pigtails. Let her have hair that is more like a black woman. I was a little irritated by that. Yeah, sorry, I brought it in there.
And now to hear from a black woman.
But would you really have that like in like this took place in like Northborough, right? Like she's the only African American person there. Like,
yeah.
We are fortunate enough to know a few black women that are in that position, and yes, they are different now than they were when we were kids.
Well,
this is a bad person. She's a bad person. She's trying to blend in.
But let me just say, speaking as a black man,
oh shit,
and as a proud black man, I think she looked fucking fizzine.
Oh my God! Speaking of dating.
See how it's weird when I say I would fuck Dave Foley's 22-year-old son, but it's like totally fine for MZ to have a boner for this playing a 17-year-old girl. Like, that's the double standard, my friend.
He said much worse. Yeah, we were just kind of numb to it with him.
Yeah, you can't.
Like that girl wore one of the scenes. She's walking in and she's wearing booty shorts and like thigh-high white socks. Like, that's an outfit to wear to school, whatever. And she's high-fiving everybody, and I'm like, dress code violation right now.
I have to say, I thought they both were lacking in fashion. I even said so a couple times last night. Get some Betsy Johnson in there.
Yeah, turn to the left with that shit. Yeah. That's right.
All right, I'm dying to hear from Raven Shadow. Dying to hear.
No, I mean, oddly enough, I kind of agree with what everyone's already said.
That means you didn't see it.
No, I did. I meant to backtrack, but I would have liked more of the mentor relationship with the two.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of invested, but I like this movie less and less as it progressed. You know,
Yep.
I think around the Craig Robinson scene, which was very funny. I like
Big Al.
Yeah, I meant to mention I love him.
You
so
know,
much.
So good.
especially where he's like so surprised, like what the fuck?
It was pretty funny, like seeing like when you knew what was gonna go down in that scene. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
you really like.
But it made sense though.
You're gonna go up to Big Al?
Yeah. So that.
But
was
it was
cool.
funny though. I think it was well done.
But kind of after that, and even I love Craig Robinson, but he doesn't really bring credibility to him. So for me, even though it just skewed the movie in that other direction, where okay, it is what it is, and to the point, I don't think they really had that much personality for me, like in Heathers, Christian Slater.
Yeah, that's a good one to bring up with this.
You know, I mean, I still kind of want to be Christian Slater at that time. You know, like
You still do now.
I still know. Yeah.
I got a high school yearbook photo on my phone that says that I tried to be real hard.
That's true. I've seen that photo. But no. Yeah, a tepid treat.
Tepid treat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna fuck with Heathers. I was gonna come over this table.
No, I liked Heathers. No, that's what I mean. Like they.
I don't know you were talking smack, and then you said like Heathers.
No, like you wanted to be,
came
you
at
know,
you.
or even like Mickey Mallory. I mean, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, but like for I don't know.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. So I thought this film was charming. I think that's the word that I kept coming back to. There was a lot to like, but I just felt it was missing something for me. I think, once again, the story with the serial killer started off great and then just kind of fizzled a little bit, and I wish they maybe done a little bit more with that. I understand the decision that they made, and I applaud the director for doing what he wanted to do with that, and I think that ultimately it'll probably make this film more open to a wider audience, I guess. But I did think that Kevin Durant's character seemed like an afterthought and a bit of a waste in that, because I think they created this kind of cool character and didn't really do much. So while there were some missteps here, overall I really kind of enjoyed this, and I did like the chemistry between the two leads. They were like off the chain, like the chemistry was great. Yeah. And I really enjoyed a lot of the kills because you can tell that Tyler McIntyre, the director, is a big fan of horror because he had homages to so many different horror films, you know? So it's really great to know that he has a strong grasp of the source material. And you know you're in good hands when you have someone who understands it. And I appreciate what he's trying to do with creating this film that he's opening up to kind of a new audience. And he's kind of embracing it in that way. And really tackling a lot of the sort of social issues. You know, I understand maybe this would have been more relevant like a year or two ago. But I still think that it's still very relevant today. And I think that he did a really nice job. And I think it gives you some food for thought. It's not a deep movie where, you know, you're going to think like, you know, deep about some of the topics. But it does sort of a nice parallel to, you know, the people who are kind of chasing that internet fame. And I think it did a really nice job that they would do anything. And I like that he subverted a lot of the tropes of horror films, and it made for a fun film. So I'm gonna go with just a straight up treat with this one. And once again, I think we said it for Patchwork, but I'm really excited by Tyler McIntyre to see what he's gonna do next, because this is he built upon what he did in Patchwork, and I think that this is gonna reach a wider audience, and this may be able to kind of get him bigger budgets and to be able to do a little bit more with his films from this point on. So bravo, and if you guys get an opportunity to see Tragedy Girls, you know, do so. You can check it out in some theaters, or I'm sure it's going to hit VOD eventually in the next, you know, weeks to months. So track it down and see it. If you can see it in a theater, I would definitely recommend that. And next week, since we have so much going on, we're going to do a Netflix pick next week because there's so much going on with Rock and Shock, and I think that even Mars has even seen this movie already, so it'll give him a little bit of a reprieve this week. But we're going to do Cult of Chucky. So we're going to check out Cult of Chucky next week, and if you guys want to play along at home, please feel free to check it out on Netflix and let us know what you think next week when we talk about it. And we're going to have a special guest. I don't think I even told these guys, but we're going to be joined next week by our buddy Jim Smith from Teal.
Hey.
So Jim's going to be joining us for the show.
Hey, let's hope he still likes me after the show.
All right, now we need to take a break because we're running overboard. So I want to apologize to Sean Lewis and the people who are waiting to hear from Sean Lewis. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Are you guys going to hang out? Or
I think we're going to roll.
Okay, well, let's say goodbye to you then first. What's up?
Deadites.
I can't hear you when I'm talking to Mike.
You want to talk about the Deadite Jam?
The Deadite Jam?
We didn't talk about the Deadite show yet.
Oh, the show.
Well, we did talk about it a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we could talk about it after. Unfortunately, we can't talk with Nicole Luparelli and Ms. M.
Nice recovery.
So we will talk about it though, but I really want to thank you guys for coming in. This was super, super fun, and it was a pleasure to finally get to, well, we kind of didn't meet. We kind of spoke in the same room, but to finally have Niki on the show. And it's always a pleasure, Ms. M, to have you on the show.
I'm available to come back and bust all your balls. I don't live that far away. You just let me know.
I think the chat room...
You're welcome to come back and do anything you want to my balls.
Yeah, I like this.
I think
Find
the chat room
movie and she will destroy you.
I think the chat room would welcome Niki back anytime. So, no, seriously, thank you very much. And
thank you.
Everyone go check out, if you're in driving distance, go check out Niki and...
The Gold Diggers.
And the Gold Diggers, yeah.
At the Haunted Speakeasy on October 20th.
Yes.
Come join us. We will entertain you.
And David Booby.
Black Friday and Black Saturday. It's the Church of David Booby happening at Oberon. You can get tickets at cluboberon.com. It's all the burlesque and David Bowie, if you can stand me singing lead, that you can possibly handle.
Oh, you can stand it. It's fucking phenomenal.
So there you have it, folks. And we'll definitely get Niki on again sometime
Let
soon.
me just say real quick, because I've never said it with her here.
Yep.
I've said it after every show. Like, I've seen, like, you know, I don't know how different some of these bands are when they do the different things, but it is phenomenal. So you'll want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see me out of the house, that's a very good indication that it's very, very good. Or Ryan Gosling, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Savers is very, very good.
I love Savers.
That was the last time I saw you out of the house. Savers.
All right, we need to cut to break. So and all you folks are going to be at Rock and Shock. You'll get a chance to see Niki play with the Deadites, and obviously Ms. M will be on stage as well. So when you're at the show, come say hello. And
Not me.
And remember, fill that room and you'll see that tattoo.
Yeah. If it's a sellout, MZ's going to show the tattoo on stage.
I would be happy with just double digits.
Actually, I think if it's a sellout, I think we won't have him show his tattoo.
Actually, he can't come.
All right, we need to head to a break, and we're going to get Shawn Lewis on the air, so we'll be back in just a moment. Thank you to Ms. M and Niki Luparelli.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glory is a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
We're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
Yes.
And we're also now joined by the Grand Poobah of Eibon Press, Rotten Cotton, and we're here to talk about some exciting new stuff with our buddy Shawn Lewis. How's it going, Shawn?
Hey, can you hear me?
All right.
Yeah, man, we got you.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just hear a bunch of music. I can barely hear you.
I think you might have to turn the feed lower.
By the Grand Poobah of Eibon, Rotten Cotton,
and we're here to talk
funny, I
about
hear-
some
yeah.
exciting new stuff with our buddy Shawn Lewis.
Wow.
How's it going, Shawn?
Deja vu.
Boy.
All right, how do I?
Yeah, man, we
What the
got you.
fuck am I doing wrong? Let me see here.
So this is what you sound
All right,
like,
figured it
Wolfie.
out, Sorry.
That's all right, man.
All right, yeah.
Cool. So we are now joined by Shawn Lewis. How's it going, man?
What's up?
It's
Doing good, guys.
awesome,
Cool
man.
show.
Hey.
Thanks, buddy. It's I apologize about the delay. We had so much fucking going on here. It's like I feel like like a fucking circus leader, trying to control like a bunch of animals. So
Nah, that's cool. I wasn't doing anything anyway. I'm just chilling out. It's cool.
So it's been, I think it's about a year since we've had you on. And last time we talked about some exciting stuff that you were doing with Eibon Press, and now we have some even more exciting stuff because you're about to launch a new imprint called VHS Comics.
Yeah, man, we've been working on it probably since the last time I talked to you. We were working on it back then. But, Maniac and Laserblast both come out this Friday. They go on sale at 7:00 at our website. So
awesome. And
yeah, man, it's been killing us to get two issues out at the same time. It's like it's twice the work, but I'm really happy. Steve's really happy. We're really everyone's really happy with how they came out, man. It's just I think it's the best. I think it's the best things that we've done. Totally.
Well, I mean, that's saying something because we're big fans of the work that you've done, and obviously, you worked with a bunch of amazing artists, especially our good buddy Derek Rook. So you guys have some phenomenal stuff that's out there. So to hear that makes me really excited to see what you guys have cooked up, and obviously, it's for folks who aren't going to listen to this the day it drops on. This is October 13th is the pre-order date of when you can order Maniac and Laserblast. And do you know what the release date's going to be on these yet, Shawn?
I'm looking at probably the first week of November, like 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. Yeah, I've already got a head start on the assembly. I've already got
awesome.
most of the Laserblast already completely assembled and shrink wrapped and ready.
Yeah,
we finally got Maniac in from the printer yesterday.
Oh.
So, I'm going to be going to that right, tomorrow we start on that one. So, it just gives me, I'm going to be busting ass on it, but it's about 3 to 4 weeks to get them all completely assembled and Steve signs them and everything and we get them shipped out. So,
yeah, that's amazing. And I didn't realize they're going to be shipping so soon, which is great. So, people pre-order. A lot of times when you pre-order something, it's months, if not years, depending on what it is. So it's great. There's going to be a quick turnaround on this. And
yeah, we've kind of, this is like, I think this is going to be these two. It's like, I think this is our 9th book or 8th book. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So it's, as we've gone, the machine's gotten oiled better. And the last book I got, we got them out really quick. And so we just kind of, it's kind of become the routine now. So so things are getting out faster after the pre-order. So
yeah, I mean that's good to get some repetition under the belt, and it's just going to get easier and easier each time you do this. So, but if I'm not mistaken, are these the first two to launch on the VHS Comics imprint?
Yes, they are.
Awesome.
These are the first two, and they're both going to be series, so there'll be more of them.
Yeah,
and plus we've got some other titles we're licensing, that'll fit in the VHS Comics line too. So
it's such a great idea. When you had announced this, I was like, I can't believe this hasn't been done before. It's such a great idea, especially with how rabid the fans of cult cinema are and genre cinema. Like this is perfect because I know us here we're eating this shit up, and I know there's probably a lot of other people that are going to be eating it up as well.
Awesome, man! I'm really happy everybody's receiving it that well because we just. We just kind of do. Steve and I, we do what we want. What we'd like to see. That's what we do, and we just cross our fingers that there's the fans want to see the same thing. And so far, we've had our finger on that pulse, and everybody's digging what we're doing. So yeah.
Awesome.
So I got to ask, what was the genesis of this idea? Like how did VHS Comics come to be? And what was the process of actually making it a tangible thing that happened?
Well, I'm pretty sure that it was Steven's idea.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. He just one day, we just bounced stuff off each other.
Yep.
We had already been doing the comics. I think we came up with this idea after maybe our third or fourth issue.
Yeah.
And so Steve just said VHS Comics, and I was like, boing,
yeah.
It was like immediately, he's like, fuck yes, that's a great idea. And we drew up the design. Steve drew up the design, and we trademarked it and everything, and just went for it, and just said, and then started picking the titles we wanted to do. We just went from there. So yeah.
Jesus Christ, Aries. Can you move the chair from that door? Sorry about that, Shawn.
No, that's cool.
Almost had incident in studio here. So, no, that's amazing, and it's such a cool idea. And so, were these the first two properties that you wanted to do? Were there some others that are still kind of in process, or some others that you weren't able to get deals on?
Yeah, well, Steve loves Laserblast. That's like his, man. That's like, he saw that when he was a kid, probably at the drive-in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw it too. So, but he's just a huge nerd for that film, and he's friends with Charlie Band.
Yep.
So that was really natural.
Nice.
So that's why that was the first one.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Maniac fan.
There you go.
I fucking love Maniac. I love everything about it. I love Spinell, and so that was my first choice, and then that's kind of why they're both coming out at the same time and all that stuff. But I remember I was about 10 or 11 when Maniac came out. And I remember up until that point, my mother had let me see everything. She didn't give a shit what it was. She was the kind of mom that would just drop us off at the theater and tell the manager, they could see whatever they want, and she would just pay for it. But when Maniac came out, she was getting her hair done, and the bitch doing her hair told her that, there's this movie Maniac, and we're going to go pick at the theater, and we want them to take the movie, take it off the screen and take the billboard down and all this crap. And so that was the one movie my mom didn't let me see when I was a kid.
There were a lot of organizations picketing that movie. It was a pretty big deal back then.
Yeah, it was a really big deal, and it killed me because I was the kid with the Fangoria magazine, and Tom Savini's doing the effects, and I was like, I can't fucking wait, and nope, you're not seeing that one, and it's like, holy shit. So yeah, it was really cool to be able to call my mom and tell her that I'm doing a comic book of that movie she wouldn't let me see when I was 12 or whatever. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool, man, and we're all big fans of the original Maniac as well. Joe Spinell, and like when I saw you were doing that's all I needed to know. I was like, man, that seals the deal, because that movie is fucking incredible.
Yeah, totally, man.
Yeah, and so we already got a couple questions in the chat room here. So let me go ahead and see what we have. Shawn is asking, what's after Maniac and Laserblast? So if you have any ones that you can talk about, feel free to mention them.
Yeah, I can't talk about the VHS comic titles because we haven't announced those yet, and Steve will get pissed and I'll get in trouble. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't want you to get in trouble.
You mentioned that Gates of Hell issue 3 is coming out. I just was able to read the proof copy and see it all done in color and everything, and it's fucking amazing. It's the best of the 3 issues, and Derek Rook knocked it out of the park. Fat Boy on colors knocked out of the park. It's Steve's script is amazing. It's just fucking phenomenal. And wait till you see the Kyle Hotz and Jason Moore did the sleeve. They did both sides of the sleeve, and it's fucking just gorgeous. I'm so proud of Gates of Hell 3. It's awesome. And plus we have Bottom Feeder coming out, or it's our original comic series that comes out. The first issue comes out this year, and it's going to be a double issue, so it's a 60-page comic.
Wow!
In the sleeve and everything, and I'm pretty sure we're charging the same price that we charge for our other books, so it's going to be a sweet deal. And I'm working on doing something with Pilato that
nice.
You'll be able to for that issue where you'll be able to get like a downloadable ringtones of him saying his lines in the comic and weird stuff like that. So yeah, that'll have a little thing in it. I just talked to Pilato today about that. So
nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. And then Zombie 6, issue 6, we're halfway through that issue right now. It's almost finished.
Yeah.
So. And then we're working on the Beyond. The Beyond starts coming out next year.
Ooh.
And I don't think House by the Cemetery starts next year. That'll be the following year.
Okay.
And we're also doing New York Ripper. So.
Oh, nice, man. Well, you got a lot on your plate going right there alone. So
Yeah, we put out 6 issues a year, and believe me that like this year will be 7 because we like snuck out these 2 together.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fucking work. So we probably you just have to 6 issues a year is like the max for us, pretty much.
Right.
But you don't want to get them more than 6 a year because then customers already they want to have time to save up for the issues and other things they're buying. So six a year is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I don't know if there is. We had another question from Shawn in the chat room, and Shawn asks, "I need a pre-sale code, please." Is that something that you guys are doing?
Yeah, you mean like a subscription or something?
Yeah.
My web guy is working on figuring that out.
Okay,
so
cool.
Hopefully when we start the new year, we will have like a subscription so you can just go, I want all of them, and just boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be cool for us too. So yeah, we're trying to get that going, definitely.
Cool. And we got another question. Bosch asks, how do you line up the licensing for these comics? If that's a process you can talk about anyways.
Well, I mean, I've known Lustig for years.
Yeah.
So that was easy. But yeah, you just have to go to who owns the license, and you have to approach them with your deal. It's really not as complicated as people would think it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Tracking down who owns something sometimes can be tricky.
Yeah.
But it's really not that difficult. And we don't use them. Actually, I have used a guy that will get licenses for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've used him sometimes, and then we usually just kind of do it ourselves too. So
cool. Well, looks like there's some wish lists in the chat room. Shawn says, my wish list: a crazy fantasy epic for Conquest. He says Blind Dead series, and then Brizzle says New York Ripper.
There's lots of things in the works, and
Yeah.
Those are ones that I would like to do too. So
sure.
Are possible, yeah.
And someone had mentioned Bottom Feeder. Could you, I guess, give us a real high level idea of that? Because I remember seeing you guys had a preview for it in one of your books, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, well, basically, Bottom Feeder was originally going to be a film. I wrote a story with a friend of mine. What's his name? Well, I call him Diablo, and I can never remember his real name. I'm sorry. Joseph Melendez Jr. Me and Diablo is what we call him now. So we wrote this treatment for this, like Humanoids from the Deep meets The Bad Lieutenant is basically how I could describe it. And Joe Pilato was going to star in it, and we needed about $1 million to shoot it, and I could never seem to raise anywhere near that. And so we just kind of like after a few years of trying, we just kind of gave up, and I threw the script in a drawer. And one day I was going through some stuff, and I found the script, and I read it again. And Stephen Romano, by the way, wrote our script based on our story, and it's an amazing script. And I was blown away reading it again, and I said, "Damn it, I got to do something with this." And basically, that's what got us doing Eibon Press was Bottom Feeder. And so, we've been actually working on the art for Bottom Feeder since 2014, I think.
Oh, wow.
So it's actually the first book that we've done, and it'll, and even though you haven't seen it yet, it's a massive project. I mean, it'll blow you away when you see it, and it's all ready to start coming out, and I'm really excited. It stars. So when we did the comic, we used Joe Pilato's likeness in the book. And so we also licensed Bill Mosley's likeness for a role, and Clu Gallagher. So yeah, it's going to be a fun book.
Yeah, it sounds so cool. It's a great little kind of mashup of these different characters, and Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
really.
it's like a throwback rubber monster movie kind of thing, man. Like
Yeah.
from the it's like something Roger Corman would have made is kind of what the book is. So yeah,
That's a great elevator pitch right there. So
yeah.
And we had another recommendation. Once again, obviously, I know you got stuff in the works, but Demons was another one that got called out that seemed really popular in the chat room.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely something that would be definitely fun to do. Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I love the movie. I even bought one of Sergio Stivoletti's masks, and he was at a convention.
Man.
Oh, nice.
He has masks for sale that he's got, nickel plated and plated in silver.
Oh shit!
I have one of those on my wall, and I've got the whole cast autographed a poster for me. So I'm like a huge fan. So Demons would be a dream come true for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, you were kind enough to send us a package, so I'm going to have Monster Zero open this in just a moment. But I want people to go check out, when they've done listen to the podcast, or if they want to pause it. You guys posted up on YouTube, on the Eibon Press YouTube. There's an awesome video, VHS Comics double feature, Maniac and Laserblast, and you guys basically show all the content. You show these fucking amazing packages. You guys have this VHS box art, and it's fucking amazing. So if people want to know what we're talking about, head over to YouTube and VHS Comics double feature, and it's from Eibon Press. Look that up. And Eibon, by the way, if you're not aware, it's Eibon. If you want to search for that on YouTube, and go look at this video, because these packages are ridiculous. And I'm going to hand this over right now to Monster Zero so he can open it up on air so we can take a look at what you sent us.
All right, let's do this.
And make everybody at home extremely fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Well, that's our goal in life,
So talk a little bit, while MZ's open this up, talk a little bit about the packaging. How did that all come together? Like, you guys are doing some really crazy, awesome stuff with the packaging of this.
It looks just like a box to me. How is that awesome?
Shut up, Aries. You're drunk.
Yeah, we just wanted to do something different, with comics, and just thought it would be a cool idea to package them like kind of like records.
That's fucking cool.
I'm a big
man.
vinyl fan, so I like records. I like my record collection, and Steve just thought, hey man, why don't we put our comics in record sleeves, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we decided, well, what else can we put in here? And with VHS Comics, it was natural to put like a VHS, a box sleeve inside of there. So that's what you get inside.
So I'm holding right now up to the camera. Here's the Maniac comic.
Oh.
This is fucking awesome, Shawn.
Those are beautiful, dude.
That is fucking
This is
fab.
beautiful.
Dude.
And we can look on the back here. It's signed, the signature edition. You sent us a copy of the signature edition.
Thank you so much.
Signed by Stephen Romano, the author. And it's still in plastic right now. I think we probably should open this up just so we can get the full, sort of idea what it's all about. But this is the sort of, the sleeve and just the art on this. It looks amazing. Like, the colors on this are so
really
good, man.
Pops. It really fucking pops. I mean, this looks fucking
Show it
awesome.
to Marsman, too.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
So I assume you're happy with the way this has come out so far.
And Laserblast. We also got Laserblast as well.
Oh.
Like I said, this is our best work, for sure.
Oh,
All
man.
of us. Everyone involved, man.
Yeah.
Man, I am as a marketer and a writer, I am never not blown away by the delivery method of these books. They are so beautiful. Like, it's art in itself without breaking this plastic or busting the spine or not. The slip cases that these are in, and the way that the backs are set up, they're just so beautiful. Like, they get me so excited. They get me. It is the mark of incredible art when I can say it gets me both in one swell swoop, excited and depressed.
Oh. Man, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I'm just so happy that man, that's how I felt when I was a kid and I would get stuff like this. When I would order from Fantico or someone, and I would get stuff in the mail, and just to be able to do the same thing for other people now is just fucking mind blowing, and I'm really happy you dig it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like, and you guys are doing it right. I know we talked about this a little bit last time you were on, but with the way comics are now, and with with digital comics being, kind of what it is, where it's a medium that people are okay sort of giving up the physical and getting the digital because there's not much of a drop off. It's the same story, and you just don't have that tangible sort of thing in your hands. But you can't reproduce this digitally,
Wow. Yeah. None of our books are available digitally whatsoever. I don't want them that way.
Is that a VHS sleeve?
This is a
Yeah,
VHS sleeve.
Holy shit!
That is amazing. Absolutely
Holy shit.
amazing.
These VHS sleeves are fucking ridiculous, Shawn.
Holy shit!
This is wild, man.
That is brilliant.
You guys,
shit!
Absolutely
This is fucking
brilliant.
awesome.
You guys have certainly outdone yourselves.
Thank you.
I'm fucking nerding out, man. This VHS sleeve is fucking the best.
That is unfucking real. Wow. And it's all tattered and everything, and
it's weathered. So,
it's
so it looks
weathered.
like came from the 80s.
The creases are pretty full on. They're hard lines and everything. That's
You gotta check out the Maniac one.
oh,
holy shit!
Wait.
Holy shit!
Wait,
Shawn, this Maniac cover is fucking insane.
Oh, the back's even insane.
wait a second. Bring that over here. Fuck the people at home. I want to see that.
That's fucking dope, dude.
that's taken straight from the old
Look at this.
Vestron.
Yeah.
Here you go, Aries.
Yeah, thank
Don't
you.
kill me.
No.
Steven designed all of these VHS boxes against his original. He's got the original Laserblast box.
Joe
on his-
Spinell trading
So
card?
he kind of designed it to fit that. So
Holy shit! We got a Joe Spinell trading card. This is the moment in my life I never thought would ever happen.
Is that his rookie card? I mean, can we?
Yeah, is this the Joe Spinell rookie card?
I'm going to be honest here, folks. I just came a little.
Aries, give yourself a ShamWow.
This is absolutely amazing.
And this guy never talks. You made him talk, Shawn.
Yeah. Shawn and Niki Luparelli.
Just be happy, Shawn. He hasn't asked you to show him his tits yet.
This is far better than any tits I've ever seen in my entire life.
All right.
Wait, Shawn,
drunk.
Put that on the box. Put that on the box.
Timestamp.
This is better than any tits ever.
But when you spell it out, Shawn, you have to make sure that you replace S's with all the appropriate words. S's and D's. This is much better than any tish I've ever seen in my entire life.
Just parentheses and drunken slur.
Parentheses.
Parentheses.
Parentheses and H.
Yeah.
I am like literally astounded by all this.
What is? Oh, this poster here. It looks like a slipcover. The Laserblast are they slipcovers, Shawn? I'm looking at. There's a Laserblast one. It's just folded in half. I can't. Let's see. What is this? Yeah, I'm showing it on. I don't know if you're watching the feed, but I'm showing it on the feed.
My feed is kind of like behind you or
Oh,
something.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's.
That's just basically each comic comes with a brochure about what we're doing and what we're working on. And Steve wanted to make the a fold out poster out of that one side. So you just get a free Laserblast poster with your book, but the other side is the brochure.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. It's super cool, man.
Yeah. Pat Carbajal is the artist. He does all the interior art. He does the cover. All the VHS box art, all that stuff, and he did that poster too. Yeah.
This I gotta say, like this Maniac slipcover is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like so in love with this thing, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like fun to get extra. The comic itself is awesome. Plus, you get the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Comic speaks for itself, but the extra stuff is
Holy shit.
fun too.
I don't know if it's the air conditioner or just how excited we are about the books, but Raven Shadow looks majestic right now.
I think you're high on this fucking.
He looks
book.
like a royal condor.
It's because his nipples are hard.
I can't see that far. I can just see his flowing locks.
You know, if Spinell was alive today, he'd
Want money.
He would bow to you right now. I think this is.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the one thing is like he was always pissed that his image was never on the poster. He was really upset about that. We made sure when we made the comic, that he was fully, on the cover of the comic.
I like on the cover how you got the bottom part of his shirt is like popped off, like it's open a little bit.
Oh yeah,
because he has that kind of slovenly look. And I've always said, and I told these guys this, that I think that Joe Spinell is one of the most perfectly cast title characters probably in the history of horror.
I would say the only one that comes close is when Zadar wasn't in a straight action movie, like when he played the orderly in Hellhole. Like, and it's a distant second by far, but Zadar could sleaze it up too.
But Zadar was awesome too, but Spinell, I mean, he was all out of shape, pockmarked, sweaty, insane, and straight out of 42nd Street, late 70s, early 80s.
I'll tell you this: I hope he gave Lustig a fucking back rub for making it look like he could date a Bond girl.
Lustig. Man, it's a shame. I don't know. Does he still direct? Or I don't think he does anymore. Or is he still working on Blue Underground? Are they still around? Or
yeah. Bill still owns and Blue Underground totally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they put it. Yeah.
Okay, but they're still. Oh, so they're still around.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're still putting out stuff. Yeah.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Great stuff too. As a collector, I'm always excited to see what they have going on in both choices and.
Yeah.
Shawn, I just popped open Maniac comic, and I'm looking at, and you have like sort of just this character who's presenting it to you, and I just want to read this real quick. It looks like you're looking at sort of this video store, and he says,
all the comics start off. Well, the VHS titles, they start off with a video store from hell, basically.
Yeah.
And Maniac and Laser, if you look at the opening page of both, they both start off the same way.
Awesome.
And then basically that's like kind of like a Crypt Keeper thing, and he's playing. You can put it on camera and show people.
Okay.
He's playing the tape, the film you're about to watch, and yada yada.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a great kind of just introduction to it, and you guys are basically fusing the meat. You're basically taking Maniac and putting it into this sort of pulpy kind of comic format, and it makes me think back to like EC Comics a little bit, and I love it. I love the way you guys are framing it. And I mean, just based on this fucking package and the reactions, I mean, this is amazing,
Yeah.
You guys really knocked it out of the park with this, man. And this is such a cool package. I mean, this is what you got to do for comics nowadays. And you guys are doing it right. And for any comic fan, you're going to open this out and geek out like we did when you see all this stuff, because it's incredible.
Thank you.
Holy shit! Look at.
We're really trying and we're really busting our ass, and I just hope people like them. I hope people like them, man. Yeah.
No, you guys hit a home run. Everyone's gonna love them.
Yeah. Look at this double page spread I'm showing right now of Spinell slashing.
Well, there's so
bunch of women.
There's so much you can even do before you even read the comic. I mean,
I know the attention to detail is astounding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mind blowing. I mean, just the background art alone must take forever to do.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of work. I'm not kidding you. And like Pat, the artist, he has to turn in 4 pages a week, and that's completely penciled and inked pages, and it's quite a process. I mean, he has to show us his penciled page, and then Steve may have him change things or make corrections here and there, and then he has to go back and make the corrections, and then he has to ink it, and he's got to do that 4 pages every week of the year, pretty much, for us to stay on our 6-book a year schedule. If he's going to do all of our books, which he does most of our books. So yeah.
Oh, I actually just opened up Laserblast, the comic, and I was expecting to see the same introduction for the video store from hell, but it's a different one.
Yeah, that one's got like an alien kind of vibe to it. Yeah.
Shit, man. You guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Yeah. I wish they had books like this when I was a kid, man.
No kidding, right? No kidding.
Yeah.
But that's great. I mean, that's what you're doing. I mean, I think the best sort of projects are, you can't make it for other people. You got to make it for yourself, and that way it's sort of from the heart, and if other people dig what you're doing, awesome. You know, that's even better because they're going to see the passion behind this. And looking at this, I mean, clearly there is a lot of love in this package because it's, you know, it's not just, you're not just phoning it in and putting out a comic book. You guys are giving an experience, you know, and that's not something you get with comics typically.
No, I find myself more and more disappointed with my pile in both like the page count and the standard of print, and like you know these books are a treat, you know, all around. And I love when things come from people that love making it and love the medium enough to make it be better than it is now.
Yeah.
You know what? When I look at when I look at these books, you know, it's almost like seeing the movies again for the first time. It's familiar territory, yes, but it opens your eyes to a much wider world that you've created for what's already been created, and you just amplify that, and and the colors pop, and it's just so much information on each page.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost no, don't you know, I mean this as a compliment. It's almost like a Mad Magazine sort of thing where there's so much information going on the page that, you know, you start paying attention to the little things in the background more than what you see, more than what's actually being presented to you, you know, as the main artwork on the page. So you see all these little bits and pieces of artwork that just add on to the horror, to the chaos that you have presented for us.
I love when we do a phone interview and Monster Zero is always looking at me like I'm the person on the phone. It sometimes makes me uncomfortable. I'm like,
well, you're there.
Well, thank you very much. I worked very hard on these books.
Oh no, you're there. I
Personally, I think comparing anyone's work to Mad Magazine is just a complete compliment.
Oh, sure, okay.
Should be.
Well, we never knew where you're going with. We've hit the level of sauce. We weren't sure where you're going.
It could go either way, but yeah, Mad Magazine is just. There's so many different layers.
What, me
to it.
drunk?
Have I ever argued?
What, me slurry?
I get what you're saying.
Have I ever argued that point? Yes, thank you.
And there's a lot of detail on the page. So
yeah.
Hear what you're saying, but I mean that's what makes comics fun to read. I think. I mean, you really just can really dig into each page and each panel, and it's really cool. So I mean, we make comics that we want to read, man. So I mean, that's what we do. And I mean, we don't skimp on anything when we make our books. I mean, you could tell it's like the cover and the paper, and
absolutely.
I mean, we could easily be doing these for half the cost that we do them for. We just don't do that. So.
Now, what was?
I think the price we asked is pretty reasonable. Too,
I agree.
Yeah, sure. Now, what was Lustig's opinion?
Oh man, Lustig's blown away by the book. He's blown away by what we're doing. He loves it. He's totally happy. So it's like. He did a great interview for us in the back of the book too. You should check that out. I mean, he's just
definitely.
Yeah, I flipped through.
He dishes a whole bunch of dirt on the industry back then and the grindhouse theaters and everything, and it's really a cool interview. Yeah, it's
nice,
really cool.
Yeah, I know I said it already, but I'm just blown away by this, Shawn. This whole package is just so cool, and it's one of those things where not only is the person who buys it going to be very satisfied with their purchase, but they're going to tell all their friends because they're blown away by it, you know? So it's almost sort of like you're creating sort of this environment where I think people are going to be so happy with what they got that they're just going to want to tell everyone about it, you know?
Well, I hope you're right, man. I think, hey, man, I mean, word of mouth is everything, you know? If you dig the books, tell your friends, because that's you know, we're a small company and we really don't do a whole lot of advertising because we can't afford a lot of it. So word of mouth is super important. I mean, if you get a book, put a picture on Instagram, put it on Facebook, you know, view it on your page. That stuff totally helps us out, you know.
Yeah, totally. You know, make an unboxing video. That one of the things I want to do is I want to make an unboxing video because I want other people to see this, you know, because it's impressive. And if people are on the fence about it, hopefully seeing one of these videos and seeing everything you get and seeing how excited we are by it, hopefully that'll seal the deal for people.
You know what's cool about it, though? I mean, let's face it, comics are mostly not really a team sport, right?
Right.
But we took 2 comics, and there's 5 of us, and we're passing it around like it's like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
It's like, what did you get? Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
There's a trading card. We can do this together. You know what I mean? Like, that's very exciting.
You've brought us together, Sean.
Yeah, thank you.
We are 5 disparaging forces.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'll fold
that
my
was
head.
kind of our goal, was to get people that don't normally buy comics to want to buy a comic from us, and so far it's working. And people, I hear that all the time. It's like, I haven't bought a comic in 20 years, or I don't usually buy comics, or I've never bought comics, and I hear that from a lot of people. So that means we kind of like nailed that totally, I think. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I didn't open the package purposely because I wanted to get some real live reactions, and I'm honestly like more blown away. Like I even saw the video that you sent me, and I was like, oh, this is all cool shit. But then when you see it and you have it in your hand, you're like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Well, hey man, it's I'm glad you dig it. That's man, I couldn't ask for a better review than that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. And is this sort of like, do you guys have other packages? Do you sell just the comic, or do you do the whole kind of kit and caboodle?
There's 2 packages. You get a signed one, which is what you guys have there. Those are the signed ones.
Yeah.
I don't think your Maniac box, unfortunately, isn't signed because Steve is still signing those, so I didn't have a signed one to send you. But your Laserblast box is signed. So
I noticed we did have signatures on other stuff too. So
yeah. But basically, what it is you get one package has the signed box in it, and the other one doesn't. So you still get the comic in the sleeve. If you buy the other one for $9, it still has the comic in the sleeve, and it has stickers and a trading card. But it just doesn't have the VHS box, and the VHS box one is $14, and that that's got the box and it's signed and all that. So
yeah, and still, like, even if if I guess if autographs aren't your thing, or if you don't want to pay a couple extra bucks, like getting the regular package is damn impressive. So I think folks are going to be really happy with with what they get if they purchase this. So. I guess this is a good opportunity to let folks know where they can pre-purchase.
Oh yeah, totally. It's it's EIBON
All right, so you can go to eibonpress.com, and you can go ahead and place a pre-order on the Friday the 13th is when the pre-order goes live.
Yeah, it goes on sale this Friday. It would be 7 o'clock Pacific, so I guess that's 10 o'clock over there, or I don't know where you guys are, Eastern time. But yeah, so 7 o'clock, it'll be both will be in the store, and I hope everybody comes out and gets them. There's only 1,000. There's only 1,000 of the VHS box version, so that one will probably go kind of quick. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, just for clarification, AM, PM.
Oh, PM. Sorry, PM.
I just so people know.
Yep.
Yeah, I should have said that. Yeah, 7 p.m. Pacific, and eibonpress.com, EIBONPRESS.com. And only 1,000 of the VHS box signed one. I think that's going to be the popular one because people are going to want the box. So
hell yeah.
If you want the box one, I would get there Friday and snag one of those because they're cool. I mean, they're actual VHS box. Like, I had just a couple old tapes sitting around that I stuck tapes in mine and put them on the shelf, and they just look really cool.
Nice. You can just get like a one of those old blank tapes and just put it in there so you can kind of
or just put it or just fold it together and put it on the shelf. I mean, it's really cool no matter what you do with it. So
yeah, no, I'm super impressed, man. These are super, super awesome. And once again, if you guys want to get in on this, don't wait around just because it is so limited. So if you want to get these, especially if you want to make sure you get the VHS boxes, get in on this, early. Head on over to eibonpress.com on Friday the 13th and make sure you guys can get this because, who knows, they might be gone quick. So now that we've just kind of gushed about these comics for a little bit, obviously you have some other stuff coming out. You got Bottom Feeder. You got some other VHS Comics titles in the works that we'll probably hear about when you're ready. Is there anything else going on? Obviously, I know you have Rotten Cotton. You guys are just kind of still rolling along, right?
Yeah. I haven't had time to make any new shirts because I'm doing this primarily right now. But yeah, I will have some new designs in January.
Nice.
For Rotten Cotton for sure. But yeah, I've just been, just the comic thing, just been keeping me busy. But I've got about 4 new designs. I just haven't had chance to burn the screens and put them on the site. So I'm thinking January they'll be out for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think we established this last time we had you on, but all of us own, most of us own Rotten Cotton shirts and like have for a long time. I remember getting them like, I don't know, early 2000s, and I probably got them from you back in the day. I think it was at I can't remember. We probably even talked about this last time, but San Diego Comic-Con, I remember buying a bunch there as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I used to do that.
Yeah. So, most horror fans, even if they don't know it, they probably own some Rotten Cotton shirts.
Yeah, I've been around a long time, so most people at least have one.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I've been. I've been even before I was called Rotten Cotton, I was selling shirts. So technically, I think since 1990 or 1989, actually.
Wow,
so it's been a while. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's been doing it so long, and it's like, I love doing it. It's just a little. It just felt because I've been doing it so long, it felt a little creatively stifling for a while there.
Yeah.
I just was tired of making the shirts, and that's primarily why I decided to do the comic thing. Originally, when we were first going to do the comic thing again, I was just going to have someone else actually publish them. I was just going to do make a deal where have another company publish the comic, and I just felt like, no, I want to have creative control. I want to be able to do this, and that just got my juices going again, and that's why Eibon Press has been happening. But I'm not going to not do shirts anymore. I just haven't had time. So.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, you have so many shirts up there as it is that,
there's just too many up there.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And I'm looking at, I haven't been on the site in a little bit, but I'm seeing some awesome shirts. Like I haven't bought too many new shirts in a while, so I might have to take a look here. I love the looks like the Sutter Kane's Madness.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah,
that's the same artist that did the 2 comics you have there too.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it looked familiar.
Yeah. They also just recently re-released the Juices Loose shirt as well.
Oh yeah, that came back in style. Yeah, that was, we had that shirt years ago, and just like, oh man, can sell this one again for sure. Yeah, so that's been popular recently.
Yeah, and obviously you got a really cool Gore Shriek shirt here as well, which is awesome. It looks like is it Putrid Matt? Is that did the art?
Yeah, Putrid did one of them, and then Bruce Spalding Fuller, I believe, has the other design on there.
Yeah.
I have I think both of those shirts actually.
Yeah, I know you're rocking one of the Gore Shriek ones. Yeah.
And I mean, just the quality of the product. Like I have so many shirts, I don't wear them like often, but like I'll bust that Gore Shriek one out all the time because it's so comfortable and it fits like so good. Like, not to pull your chain again for the for the not just for the comics, but I mean it can't be understated enough that you're just such a big part of the lexicon of any horror fans like history. Like I've performed hundreds of shows of Rotten Cotton shirts.
Yeah,
I've wrestled in Rotten Cotton shirts. Like,
you guys are gonna make me cry.
No, it's
I appreciate that, man. It makes me happy that I'm still around. So that's cool.
Yeah, man. Like you're an institution. I mean, like enough. We've given you enough ball washing. Might as well give you some more.
Unlike Monster Zero, that deserves to be in an institution.
But like you have extended the fandom of horror fans, and people want to show how much they love horror, and most of them are probably rocking some Rotten Cotton shirts, whether they know it or not. So it's such a cool thing. I mean, you're what you've done for horror is pretty awesome, and it's really cool to see you taking comics in a sort of a different avenue now and doing something different with it. And it's just all about the fandom, and your passion is ever present with the comics, and also with Rotten Cotton, with the shirts as well. So it's awesome to just be able to have all this stuff, and your passion sort of feeds into it.
Yeah, man, it's a passion for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that. That's exactly what it is. I mean, it's honestly not about money, man. It's about doing the coolest comic book that I can do, and something I'm totally proud of.
And if you can,
I know Steve feels exactly the same way. It's like we just want people to get these in the mail and just go, thank you, and be happy, and just excited, and that's what I want, man. If people just if people email me and tell me how much they love the book, that means more than when they paid for it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing, is if you can make a living doing something you love, and I mean that's the dream right there.
Yeah, it's I'm really, I feel blessed that I can do that. I work hard, but I'm just happy that I'm happy that I'm pulling it off.
Yeah, and
anyway.
I even got like a small little glimpse of how hard you work. You worked like overtime to make sure we got this package in the mail today, and I really appreciate that. And now I know why you work so hard, because like having it is makes a big difference, because just our reaction to it, hopefully that comes across, because that was legit and genuine. We'd never seen these in person like that, and that was the first reaction. And so that really did help. Hopefully it helped sell it, because I know I was super impressed taking a look at them. So I appreciate your drive to make sure that we had it in our hands, because it definitely did make a difference.
Wait, he drove those here?
He probably would have. and it might have actually got here. It almost didn't get here.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know he worked for UPS too.
Yeah, I know. There's
FedEx rarely messes up, but man, sometimes they do. Yeah. Glad I got there though. That's really cool. I just I wanted, if we're gonna talk about the books, I want you guys to see what we're talking about. I just that's the only way to do it. And I'm proud of them.
Should be, man. Wow. Absolutely should be.
Yeah.
We have let me catch up real quick on the chat room. We had some other people talking about it, and Shawn says I need an Eibon press long box.
Okay.
And Julie Meow Meow says I'm active in VHS Facebook groups. I'm going to post the trailer in the groups for the comics. So
please do. That will really help a lot. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
totally.
So Julie's going to spread the word.
She is a saint and a scholar, and I think we should just take a second to appreciate how awesome.
Thank you.
You're off camera. You're blushing, aren't you?
No, I've never blushed in my life.
We have Leanna says I have exactly 3 horror shirts, 2 of them Halloween Horror Night shirts. So if you want to get some more, Leanna, go check out rottencotton.com. And First Time Mike has a question. He says, I have a question. How do you guys at Eibon Press feel about going beyond the adaptations of the Fulci movies, and how are people reacting to that? I love the zombie continuation in Zombie Number 5.
Well, I think that's kind of the point of doing comics, is to kind of go past and beyond the film. And so far, people love it. I love it. We're having fun with it. It's definitely going really over the top, and rightfully so. I think we should just. It's a comic book. We should just go crazy with it.
Yeah.
Zombie 6 is going to blow people away. We're about halfway through with the art now, and it's just going to another insane level. I'm really happy with it. I'm really excited about it, and fans seem to like it. And we're going to also, for example, when we do the Beyond, we're planning the first book of the Beyond to be a prequel. So you'll actually be able to see the hotel and the painter and everything, in the 1920s or whatever it is, 30s. And that's the first book, and the first book ends where the Beyond starts.
Oh, that's
cool.
It's going to be fun.
Cool.
Yeah. And if you look when you guys we also add stuff. So you're not the comics are not just exactly the movie.
Yeah.
We add character development. It's basically, if anybody's ever read like a movie tie-in paperback where they'll do extra character development and they'll add things and that weren't in the film.
Right. The Halloween movie adaptation has shit that wasn't even broached in the series, but
so we do something similar to that with the comics. So like if you'll go in as you're looking at him, you'll see like extra, like even Lustig's cameo where he plays the hotel manager. He's got a whole extra part, in the comic. So
Jesus Christ. Is that Mars?
No, that was Ares.
Ares, come on, you're drunk.
You could take the
Jesus.
You take the kid out of Millbury, but
and we're actually going to be at there's a local convention this weekend up our way in Massachusetts called Rock and Shock this weekend, and I'm going to make sure to let some folks know about this if they're fans of these classic properties, and let them know that it's out there.
The fuck is
That's cool. I appreciate that, because we don't have any distribution. We just do all direct sales from our website. So any kind of word of mouth you can give us is always super helpful, and we totally appreciate that.
Yeah. And around the corner from our booth is the somebody who I know you're very familiar with will be the great Derek Rook. So
yeah, Derek's going to be there too.
Some of that stuff will be represented, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Derek will have like all of our stuff.
Awesome.
I think, except for Maniac and Laserblast, of course, but. He will have, the Gates of Hell and Beyond. Gates of Hell and zombie comics there.
Yeah, and we're going to be next to our buddies, our buddy Bill by Force, who's on the podcast Outside the Cinema. He's doing a documentary about cult cinema called Survival of the Film Freaks. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cult film discussion going on right next, at our booth and their booth. So if we can, maybe I'll even bring them just to show to people.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I can't believe
definitely
you
going
just
to be at the show.
You just bullshitted Shawn like that, because we're not going to be talking about the weird famous bowl knockoffs that they have at the thing the whole entire time.
Wait for those.
Cult cinema discussion. Like, did you see the chicken and mashed potato bowl?
It's got cheese and corn.
It's got cheese and it's all anybody fucking talks about. It's that thing.
And then fucking Batista serves it to you.
Yeah.
And Brizzle in the chat room says, I've gone with the cheapest option for most of the Eibon releases, but have managed to get a few bonus extras. I've been very happy and look forward to future releases.
Cool. Thank you.
And First Time Mike says, I love the comics. I pick them up when I can. So there's a lot of folks in the chat room that are really digging the comics. So you guys, if you on Friday, you gotta pre-order the Maniac and the Laserblast ones, because they're fucking awesome. And
you guys,
let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in the chat room. I think that's most. I think we're caught up mostly on the stuff related to Eibon. So obviously, you got a lot on your plate with the comic books, and obviously, come the new year, you're going to do some more Rotten Cotton stuff. I can't imagine you have time for anything else. But is there anything else going on in your neck of the woods that you're going to be working on?
Well, let me see. I was just talking to the editor yesterday for There Goes the Neighborhood, which is our Black Devil doll.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot to ask.
He's just finishing up stuff, so we're going to give everyone the first episode free, like on the internet somewhere. We're going to post the whole thing, so you can watch the first episode. Like, I would think within the next month it's going to be up. I've said that before, but. Yeah. He just told me he was done with like color correcting or something, and so he's really close now. And we just want people to. We're just going to give people the first episode just to see it and check out how cool it is.
Yep.
And then we're going to go from there. But it'll be a 6-episode series.
Awesome.
And we're just going to put it on Blu-ray, and it's going to come inside of like a TV guide with a whole bunch of fake listings in the TV guide
Nice.
that you can read. So you'll actually, we're gonna, just like I do at Eibon Press, we'll be doing that kind of thing. So it's gonna be fun with the packaging and everything. So.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But yeah, I when I have an actual date when we're going to post the first episode, I will be announcing that.
Okay, yeah, let us know. Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. I definitely am interested in checking that out. And who worked on that? Did your brother work on that? I know he did the movie.
Yeah, he directed the movie. Yep. He worked on the series. He was, Well, what was his job on the series? He just did everything.
Yeah.
He did lights and whatever we needed him to do. We all worked on it. But he doesn't have he's not the director of that one. He actually shot behind the scenes stuff, and he'll be editing a documentary that will be on the Blu-ray.
Nice.
But as far as directing it, no, he didn't direct that one. The director's John Osteen, and John is more of is an older guy, and he's more of a fan of old TV shows, and that's what this is. And he was just better suited to direct this one.
Yep.
When we do Black Devil Doll in Space, my brother will direct that one.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that one's gonna be fun. I wrote the script for that one a couple years ago, and it's friggin' wild. It's going to be so much fun when we shoot that one. We probably should have shot that one first, but in hindsight, but whatever. It'll be good.
Speaking of shirts, we all, or a lot of us have Black Devil Doll shirts that we can't wear a lot of places.
Yeah.
That happens to me too, totally.
I think I told you the story last time, but I'll recount it real quick. Is we went to go see a screening of it in our neck of the woods here. I don't remember who was putting it on, but we went to see a screening, and there was some T-shirts. It was a raffle giveaway, where someone at the end of the screening was going to win 2 T-shirts, a lobby card, and a bunch of other stuff. And I ended up winning it, and Monster Zero was fucking pissed. He was like, "Give me one of those shirts." I'm like, "No, I fucking won. I'm not giving you one." He was so pissed. And so yeah, I have to be very selective with where I wear them. I think one says he's a motherfucking puppet on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So how was the reaction when you saw it and for the
It was
crowd?
It was years ago now. It's a little foggy, but I remember people laughing. I remember it was
everybody had a good time.
People had a good time. I know I did.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's one of those things where the trailer delivers in the sense where you sort of think you have the cut of its jib on how far it's going to go, and then when you have to add the actual rest of the movie, and you're like, oh, this is how far it's going to go.
There you go. Yeah.
So I think there was a warm-up period, but once people got the joke,
Yeah, I gotta tell you, Shawn. When I first saw that trailer, that was one of the best trailers I'd ever seen.
Oh yeah,
we kept watching it over and over because it's fucking hilarious.
I think we were making a record at the time.
Yeah, the voiceover was just fucking sold it.
That's so funny.
It's fucking great, man.
Yeah, Dave. I don't know. The voiceover in that trailer is done by David Walker. He's if you look him up on Facebook, he writes for Marvel and a bunch of different comic company. Dynamite. He did the Shaft series for Dynamite Comics. So yeah, I just remember asking him, "Hey, can you?" I remember actually he did a trailer for his when he did Black Santa's Revenge. It was this short he did with Ken Foree.
Oh.
And he did the narration in the trailer, and it sounded like the old narration I think Sid Caesar used to do for a bunch of trailers. Maybe it was, I want to say Sid Caesar. Maybe I'm saying his name wrong. Maybe I'm getting his name confused. But yeah, he did a great impression of that. I'm like, oh, you got to do the Black Devil Doll trailer, and he did it for me. So
nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man. And in the chat room, Shawn says, seeing these, meaning the comics we showed, he says, seeing these reaffirmed, I'll just buy everything from Eibon Press.
Well, thanks, Shawn. I know. I'm looking at that. I know Shawn. He
okay, cool.
He orders a lot of stuff. I appreciate his support totally.
Awesome.
I appreciate everybody's support. I mean, we couldn't do this without people buying. I mean, if people buy it, we make more, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, and that's what I just want to make comics.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Just
it's a lot of fun, and they roll. It's a lot of fun.
It's people voting with their money. If this is something you guys want to see more of, you got to let Shawn know and to do
That's
that,
what it is.
you got to buy it, because you can't just admire it from afar and hope that it keeps coming out, So if you're into it, just get it. I mean, it's just don't go to fucking McDonald's that day,
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's really not. I mean, you go to Starbucks and it costs more than the coffee. I mean, come on.
Let's not go too crazy and tell people not to go to coffee shops, or else I won't be able to buy. I won't be able to buy any comics.
Well, he said Starbucks. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm a much better barista.
Okay, let's
You're
not give
the
yourself a
least-
silly name yet.
You're the least sexiest barista I've ever seen, Mars.
It doesn't. Well, I'm the barista that would be in a Bill Lustig movie.
Yes, you are. I sense a Maniac sequel.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty appropriate.
Yeah.
Do you want your milk steamed?
So I think that's going to start to wrap things up here, Shawn. This is fucking awesome, man. Like, I really appreciate the fact that you were able to get these to us in such a time crunch, and it was awesome just being able to open these up, and I felt like a kid, and at Christmas, like taking a look at these and opening them up and seeing all the fucking cool stuff inside.
Well, I couldn't ask for a better reaction and review. That's great. I'm glad you guys dig them, and I just want. I'm so happy to be on the show and tease everybody at home with these, man. A bunch of people already emailed me. Can I come pick my copy up? I'm all no.
Can I pick it up? Yeah. Then you're gonna have a fucking Joe Spin. You're gonna have a Frank Zito on your hands, right?
He's gonna be up all night.
Yeah.
Just answering the door.
So, where can people? Once again, let's give the website, Shawn. Go ahead and give the website for Eibon Press, and then also for Rotten
Eibon
Cotton.
Press. It's EIBONPRESS.com. And just this Friday, the 13th.
Yep.
7 p.m. Pacific. It goes on. Both Maniac and Laserblast go on sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and we just had Slagoth just popped in the chat room. He says, "Tell Shawn I said hey."
Hey, what's up, Slagoth? I know that guy.
Yeah, dude's the best. So, well, that's so fucking cool, man. Shawn, thank you for your time, and thank you for once again for shooting these over to us, because they are really awesome, and I can't wait for other people to get these in their hands. And Mars, I know we've done this before, so if people purchase comics from Eibon Press, if you guys pre-order these, let us know. Send us an email at podcast@trickortreatradio.com. Post on the Facebook group. Tweet at us at the Deadites and let us know you purchased them. Show us a photo of you purchasing it somehow, or when you receive them in the mail.
Yeah, when you get it, it's probably the best, because that way we can, we can
retweet it, and
it serves two masters, because you get to see the book, and I'll send you a digital copy of any of our music except for the Doe for Dynamo, because
we'll send you some tracks, or we'll send you something.
Yeah,
so
I still have a mortgage.
That's awesome, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you guys are on the fence, if that helps, get you over the fence, do it. And make sure you send it to us and let us know that you purchased it when you get them in the mail, and then we'll hook you up with with some songs or something. So support Eibon Press, support Shawn, because what he's doing is really fucking awesome, and it's amazing in this day and age that these classic films that we grew up with, or that we even if we found later in life, have this new kind of second life and have a lot more, breath just kind of, breathe into them. So, it's really fucking cool, Shawn. So thanks again, man. And we'll definitely have to catch up with you again, next time you got something coming out, or just to have you on to shoot the shit. It's always fun to just talk. We normally don't get to really talk horror with you. So maybe one of these times we'll just have you on just to shoot the shit,
That would be awesome. I'd love it.
Hey, it just occurred to me, too, it's going to work both ways, because I know there are people who are going to contact us and say that they'll buy 2 if we don't send them any music.
Exactly. So whatever it's going to take to buy these, go do it. So, all right, Shawn Lewis from Eibon Press and from Rotten Cotton, thanks so much, man. And once again, thanks for getting these out to us and for spending a little time with us.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good one.
Take care, Shawn.
All right.
All right, later, Shawn.
Later.
All right.
That was a very thoughtful thank you, Mike Shadow.
I meant it.
Thank you. I can tell.
How fucking cool are those, man?
Really These are completely off the chain.
Like,
I mean,
we're not like that was legit. Like, I was blown away.
That
like,
was not like
Aries' reaction.
Yeah.
He doesn't even fucking talk, and he was like, "Oh my god,
they're better than tits."
Well, you got to think. You got to think we're pretty unratable, right?
Ratable?
Unratable. Unratable. I don't know.
Ratatouille?
Hey,
Rattleable?
I just spent an hour next to Donna Matrix and Niki Luparelli. Give me a break. I can talk it all.
No, that was so cool, and Shawn's the best, man.
Yeah.
So thanks to Shawn Lewis, and everyone go check out these comics, man. Go to eibonpress.com, and on October 13th, that's Friday the 13th, you can start pre-ordering, and they're going to ship in November. So once you pre-order, it's not going to be long till you get them in your grubby little hands.
It's in my grubby little hands right now. I'm just blown away. I mean, not that I don't love Laserblast, I do, but man, I am a
Maniac, yeah.
I am a total
big Maniac
bone
fan.
steady for
Yeah.
Maniac, and this is like,
I'm
just blown away.
All right, so Maniac's one thing, and you know I'm a giant fan of it too.
Yes.
But as a testament to that, he's doing this because he loves it. Who else is going to put out a fucking Laserblast comic? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
Exactly, and just for that alone, it should be commended.
Yeah, I love having him on because he's so cool and so impressionable, and it makes me want to help. You know, I like the hustle, and I like he's just a great guy. He always, and it also always surprises me how much he sounds like Jim Smith.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah. When I first connected up with him, I thought the same thing, yeah. Leanna says, my tits disagree. So apparently Aries is wrong.
Thanks, Leanna. I was holding in my potty, and now I can't. I have to go pee and leave. Thanks.
All right, well, everyone's leaving. Again.
My belt broke today, too, so everybody's going to get to see my ass.
Oh, great. So we got some voicemail to get to. I'm going to start getting that ready. MZ.
Yo.
Fucking ridiculous, right?
You know what?
We got some signatures here.
Yeah. You know what? The level of artwork that this has been put into is astonishing. It really is. And honestly, I mean, I'm sharing the same sentiment with pretty much everybody else in this room, which right now is nobody.
Yeah, but you and I right now.
But I mean, I know very little about comic books, but I know what I like, and I more than like these. I fucking love these.
Yeah.
Like I said,
you don't even have to be a fan of comics to appreciate these.
No, you don't. I mean, and it's like I said before. It's like seeing the movies again for the very first time and just being blown away by it. Like it's something new. It's familiar, but it's embellished and it's new and like Shawn said, they add in little extra stories to go along with some of the minor characters or some of the major characters in these films, and it gives them a little bit of a better dimension than the films did, and and with that you could go just about anywhere, and I mean, while you guys were talking, I'm looking through the Maniac one, and I'm just like going nuts.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I am going absolutely batshit over this.
Do you want to take it with you and bring it with you this weekend?
I'll take it with me, but I don't know if I'll bring it with me and bring it back.
Yeah, you better. We're going to get more, so.
No. You hold on to these.
Okay.
We'll definitely bring these to the show for display purposes only.
Yeah. If you guys are coming to Rock and Shock and you want to see these, we'll bring them with us. So just ask. We're not going to keep them on the table. So just ask if you want to see them. We'll whip them out for you.
Whip them out.
Blabadoo. All right, so we're going to get to some feedback in just a moment. I was going to wait for the guys to come back. Let me check out the chat room real quick. Leanna asks if we ever did a review of It from 2017, and we did not. No. We typically don't do theatrical releases, mostly because it's difficult to get everyone to see them.
Like the Tom Cruise Mummy film.
But we do sometimes do theatrical release once it hits VOD. So I don't think we're going to tackle It. A lot of other shows have tackled it. It, literally. But so I don't think we're going to tackle it. I believe we talked about it for a few minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember I mentioned something about it briefly, but I didn't. We haven't done a review of it, and we're probably not not going to. I enjoyed it though. Did you see it, MZ?
I have not.
Do you have an interest?
Pissed. Yeah, I have an interest.
Oh, okay.
That and Mother. It's killing me that I haven't seen either one of those.
Yeah, I haven't
movies
seen
yet.
Mother yet. I'm really bummed out. I think I might have missed it in the theater. I did. While we wait for everyone else to get back in here, I did check out Blade Runner 2049 in the theater though.
Yeah.
And I loved it. That's all I'll say.
Now, see, I feel that that's the kind of movie that it kind of achieved a certain cult status where I don't think maybe a sequel, at least a sequel to, a wide theatrical release sequel.
You don't
was
think it
warranted.
warrants? How come?
I don't know. Because after this past weekend, everyone's talking about how it underperformed, and even though it was the #1 film in the country, they're saying that it's still underperformed, and I'm thinking I think it has to do with the fact that it's a sequel to a cult film.
Well, it's a sequel to a cult film that came out 35 years ago that didn't do well when it originally came out.
Right.
So it is a weird sort of contender for a sequel. But if you're a fan of the original, I mean, I heard some people nitpicking in the theater after it was over. And people are going to fucking do that, especially a movie that's 35 years old where there is a lot of ambiguity once it ended as to what some things may have, whether they happened or not, or whether some people were, was Deckard a replicant? Was he not? Yeah. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, it did leave itself open for a sequel.
It did, yeah. And this isn't the natural sequel that you would expect, but I think they did a really fucking good job. And I'm glad that they resisted the urge to make it a modern action movie, because from the trailer it was hard to tell whether it was going to be or not, but it stayed true to the original Blade Runner in terms of pacing and story, and that I really appreciated. And it was absolutely gorgeous. Fuck, was this movie? It was a work of art, and it's amazing. So, I mean, I know Mars had seen it, and he may be coming upstairs now. I heard some footsteps, but it was really, really well done, and I definitely am going to see it again. I did see it in 3D just because I saw that Denis Villeneuve, I don't know how to say it properly, but he had oversaw the transfer to 3D and said that, I read that it was really well done. Actually, Aries saw Blade Runner 2049. Oh. You saw it with Mars Man. So
yes, I did.
Real quickly talking about it while we wait for Mars to get back, Mars and Raven Shadow. But did you like it, Aries?
I did enjoy it, despite the fact that it had Ryan Gosling in it. He played him.
He played.
His one character. He played it well. But no, it was a very, very, very enjoyable movie.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get Mars's thoughts on him when he comes up here. But
he'll give his thoughts.
Boy. He'll be talking 50 minutes about Ryan Gosling alone.
No, if you were a fan of the original, which I don't know how you're not.
Some people that weren't.
If you're listening to this podcast, you have to be a fan of that movie. But yeah, go see it. It is definitely worth the $25 to go see it.
25? What?
Where did you go to see it?
Where did you see it? I think Mars ripped you off. All right, so let's head to a voicemail, and when those guys come up, they can join in. We're going to hear from, we haven't heard from him in a little bit, but our boy from Down Under, Dane Under.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Trick or Treat Radio? How you going?
Hey, Dane.
It's your boy from Down Under.
Yeah.
The OG Australian. How you going? Just wanted to say I've been inspired by seeing my American pals on Facebook, how they watch a lot of horror movies over October. Yep. So I've been doing that myself. And I thought I might do a couple reviews.
Yeah, man.
If you want. Then I'm going to take a break from movies for a while. But anyway, I thought Nicholas how he named his series of reviews September to Remember. I thought that was pretty funny in a weird humor kind of way. So I thought I might do Shocktober from Down Under, some horror movie reviews.
I dig it.
First one I'm doing is called BTK. It's the Bind, Torture, Kill, Killer story. I've seen another one. This one's with Kane Hodder playing Dennis Rader. So this is a pretty good movie. Just want to say, like, if you're a fan of Kane Hodder, you'd probably want to see it. His performance is pretty good. You know, like, I don't think he's a A-list actor, but he's done a good job. Like, especially parts where he's playing this sort of accountant type emotionless guy, and then he'll just...
I gotta pause, Dan. I don't want to... What just happened?
Sit in MZ's seat. Oh my God, timestamp. You know what? Before we talked about why you gotta watch the live show, I mean, there was me on Morris Day. Tonight, Niki Luparelli. And also tonight, Dynamo. Wearing nothing but his neon orange shorts and a scarf. You know, you do have nice legs.
Thank you.
Are you getting ready for the Deadites show?
Yeah.
Good camera, Mars.
It's like a He-Man action figure. Down below.
What the fuck?
Has MZ seen this yet?
What the fuck? Shut the door.
Come on, Zero, give me a smooch. What the hell's going on here?
You stay the fuck away from me!
Oh my fuck!
Yeah, come on. What you worried about?
Oh, Liana says I will never delete it. I have it screenshotted.
Totally.
Creepy girl says, "What the fuck?" Liana says, "Thank you, Mars."
Want to take a picture, Monster Zero?
Yeah.
No.
That's fun.
No.
You go right chat.
Why?
What?
What? Really?
Nothing's wrong. You must have drank too much.
All right, now I'm gonna fix the fucking camera after that. Jesus, what happened?
You left the room for 5 seconds. How do you get undressed that quickly?
Are you taking a picture?
We're taking it from above.
What the hell is going on here?
Okay, granted.
What the fuck happened? We were listening to a nice voicemail from Dane, and fucking Mars busts in here in just a scarf.
Dave, I apologize.
Dane.
What? I'm sorry?
Dane. Yeah.
He's Australian. I don't give a fuck.
He is Australian. MZ took a close-up picture of his nipple. Why did you do that? Liana says you should take a picture, Mars. So, why? Why is this happening? This.
You know, I was gone for just a couple minutes. What the hell? How did this happen?
I don't know.
He came back in, he sat down, didn't say a word, got up, left for 5 seconds. Somehow, all his clothes disappeared.
Liana says no, he has a scarf. What the fuck?
This is the best show ever.
It's very eventful.
I beg to differ.
It's a great day after all.
Oh, Bosch is gonna need to.
Yeah, maybe if you're blind.
Wash says gonna need some Lysol wipes for the seat.
Hey, Corny, how's that big screen?
I got pants
Wait,
on.
wait, what's your line? Airy ShamWow?
Very sure, wow.
We got some disinfectant wipes. Sponsored by Clorox. Leanna says he has beautiful boobs.
Yeah, he does.
Good. Is that a solid B?
And Aries says Eibon was better than tits.
Yes.
You take that back, Aries?
How about Mars's tits?
You said the comics were better than the boobs.
Yeah, female. Female.
They're better than female tits?
No. Yes.
So male tits.
No,
are-
wait.
Whoa.
I don't know. Leave me alone.
Oh, no, don't yell into the mic like that.
I am so confused.
And so drunk.
Windows are breaking across the world right now.
Wow. Can we go back to Dane?
Oh, Dane called?
Yeah. You guys fucking rudely interrupted Dane. He was doing Shocktober from Down Under.
That's the shit.
Okay, and don't say you guys.
Michael
And he was
Ravenshine, I
talking
didn't
about
think I'd
bind,
do it.
torture, kill.
One motherfucker ruined it.
Yeah, oh, you're right. One did. Scarfy McFucking Nakedson.
Yeah, well, Monster Zero, you laugh. He almost walked into the bathroom with you like that.
I thought everybody who couldn't come to the show would want to see my Rock and Shock outfit.
Yeah. That's a great segue, Dynamo. October 13th, 14th, and 15th, Deadites Trick or Treat Radio will be at the Rock and Shock in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Didn't I bring you to Savers to buy clothing?
Yeah, he bought.
No, that's for the rock show. This is when we're just going to be walking around the convention.
He bought a scarf and shorts. Some nice socks too.
I hope you button up your fucking underwear before you get on stage.
No, I'm not going to wear. I don't wear underwear.
Yeah, no, it's rock and roll, dude.
You should get some of these MeUndies so you don't have any accidents. Things popping out of things.
Yeah, is that the official diaper of Australia?
No.
Don't touch me undies. From India. Undies from down under.
What the fuck?
Down undies.
Down undies.
Down undies.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Let's start those.
Yeah. Oi. I got you down undies.
All right, continue the goddamn.
Get down
voicemail,
undies.
will ya?
Get down undies. Holy shit. All right. Can we go back to Dane?
This is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Can he put clothes on?
Dane?
Leanna says Mars is like my dad, always going commando. How do you feel about that, Mars? You could be her dad.
It's not
actually.
impossible. I am her dad.
You could be. You're fucking everyone's dad.
I've never fucked a single dad. You think I'm the fuckman?
You are the fuckman.
You can't come over on Thanksgiving anymore.
Oh, Slegoth, just you wait.
Yeah, Whale, New England, buddy.
Slegoth says, are you going to perform the show with just a scarf?
You've seen the Deadites before.
It's exciting.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's something.
Wow. So Dane was talking about some movies from down under, huh?
Yes, Dane was doing Shocktober from Down Under.
We play it back from the beginning.
Slightly turn menacing and sinister. There's some weird things about like where he was talking to himself in the car, sort of playing out the inner dialogue. That was a bit stupid. Also, the sound and the use of sound and music was good. Like, it's sort of there's a juxtaposition of humdrum, boring, normal suburban life, and this world of darkness of this character, which mirrors the real BTK killer, who was, if you know the story, he was like a church president, seemingly normal family man. Now, it's pretty good multi-layered performance by Hodder. I'd say see it if you're one of his fans. But for me personally, I don't know why I watched it, because since it's a true story, I found it a bit depressing. And is it a horror movie really, or is it a horrific biopic? I don't know. And so if you got interest in serial killers, I'd watch it as well. Other movies I want to do, which I've watched recently, another serial killer one, which is a much better film than this one, was an old school movie, The Boston Strangler with Tony Curtis.
Oh, yeah.
I rewatched American Werewolf in London, but this time on the big screen recently.
Oh, nice.
I want to do that, and also 28 Days Later, and I've got a few more lined up. Okay, and I just want to do a question as well with one of these.
Man.
So, what is your favorite serial killer movie? All right, have a good show, guys, and have a great Rock and Shock. I hope to make it there one day. It'd be great.
I'll keep
See
the
ya.
lights off.
I hope so too, Dane. Hopefully you can make it. I'd love to hang out with you, man. And I apologize for the big delay in your voicemail, but I wanted to make sure we weren't talking over it, so I had to pause it with Mars's stunt here. So thanks, man. And I've never seen Bind, Torture, Kill. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Oh, it's surprising. I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it.
I do love comedies, though.
Yeah. That's a
You
game
do
we
love
used-
Kane Hodder.
It's a game we
yeah.
used to play in the schoolyard, right?
Yeah.
Bind, torture, kill. I would torture Bob Saget.
Who would you torture? Wait, who'd you kill?
Probably Uncle Joey.
Oh, and Bind Uncle Jesse.
First time Mike says I left for 3 fucking minutes. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And Leanna says Mars is naked. My guy. I have proof.
Wow.
The boss says Mars's nakedness took the thunder out of Dane's voicemail. Everyone is sleeping now. Bring back the dancing bear, please. Leanna wants you to wear a thong with a bear face exactly where your penis is. Mars.
Yeah.
I'll wear it backwards.
That what you guys were just talking about actually feeds nicely into an email we got from our buddy Oily Maniac. And he says, "Hi, Trick or Treat Radio. Kill, kill, or kill. Harvey Weinstein, or Harvey Weinstein. You got to choose one.
I'd kill Harvey Weinstein.
What about the other Harvey Weinstein?
I would kill him.
Okay, and what about the other one?
Kill him.
Okay.
And we didn't talk about our favorite serial killer movie. I don't really like the real life
Oh
ones.
yeah, thanks. Yeah.
But I do, not to be a little on the nose, but I really love. I love both Maniacs, but specifically the one that I feel like is the most real is the remake.
You sound so distant.
I don't know why I'm right here. Maybe Aries broke everything.
Maybe you should put your shirt back on.
Could be.
Yeah, I honestly, when Dane asked that, the first thing that popped into my head was the 1981 Maniac, but it could be because we were just talking about it. We looked at the comic book. Serial killer movie. Anyone else? MZ, I'm sure you got one on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah. I would go with the 1972 film Deranged.
Knock it off.
Wow. Okay.
That stars Roberts Blossom, and it's
You like that one?
based not really loosely. It's with the
Oh, it's
exception
so
of a couple
loose.
names. With a couple of names changed, it's based solely on the story of Ed Gein.
Oh yeah, Gein.
And
I want to bury some bones in
Tom
you.
Savini. It was Tom Savini's first effects gig.
Oh, really? Okay.
Never did. Yeah, and it's pretty grisly stuff too.
It is grisly.
Definitely. Oh, you shut up. Jesus.
Cecil says Cecil says Dynamo's a replicant.
I got all the skin.
Anyone else have a serial killer movie?
You look like Beetlejuice's homeless father.
I'll tell you what, if you say my name 3 times, I'll come.
I mean, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer isn't the easiest film to watch, but that's going to be up there, right?
That's a good one, too.
I would have loved if that one ended with him saying, "I'm Peter Pan."
Hey, would you count Predator, a serial killer movie?
No.
Why?
Because he's not. It's not really premeditated.
It's an alien movie, first of all.
No. Well, I thought the stipulation was reality, like based on.
That's what I'm guessing.
No. I was a little fucking distracted.
Leanna asks, "Does Texas Chainsaw Massacre count as a serial killer movie?"
Sure.
Yeah, I would say.
It's an amalgam
because
of all.
it's loosely based on Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Ed Gein.
Well,
spawned off
there's
shitloads.
so many based on Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Psycho.
Lou Ed Gein.
Psycho, 3 on a Meat Hook, Silence of the Lambs. Yeah.
All right, so there's some good ones there for you, Dane. Thanks again, man. We love hearing from you whenever you get a chance to call in, and I can't wait to hear more of the Shocktober from Down Under. And just to finish up Oiley's email, it just was very brief. It says, kill, kill, or kill Harvey Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, or Harvey Weinstein. And he says, sincerely, Dario Argento and Daria Nicolodi.
Wow.
Oh, like Dario Argento is like really in support of his daughter's well-being.
Especially what he put her through in his movies.
In the
basically rape scenes.
In the Weinstein office, she probably felt just like right at home.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Thanksgiving already?
So what happened exactly?
Pretty much this.
So he pretty much... How do I synopsize this in like less than a minute?
Was it more than verbal
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't just...
Was it more than Aries
He
was doing
basically
today?
would either get in a robe or naked when he would basically book a meeting with these actresses. These like on the way up, like one of them was Gwyneth Paltrow when she was like 22 years old.
Really?
Like when she got her starring role in Emma, which is like the kind of the film that made her a star.
Okay.
And basically said, come to my room, let's talk film, let's talk about the role. So she thinks it's completely business, right? She gets there, dude takes his fucking robe off and is like, oh, can you give me a massage? And then basically if they say no, he's like, well, basically threatens their job and, fucking real skeezy shit.
Yeah, have you heard the audio? That he was talking to
didn't
this
hear
one?
that.
Oh my god, it just gives you the chills.
Yeah. So essentially, Cosby without the cappuccino.
Really? So like celebrities, like...
Oh yeah, Asia Argento was one of them. That's why Oily, Asia, Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, like all these big stars before they really made it. He would all that stuff about like the casting couch.
Yeah.
Like that was him. Like legit, and he would just try to be really fucking creepy. And he basically was close to being fired, and he was basically begging for his job. Like he sent out an email to all these other high-powered Hollywood people saying, please send him a letter and say that he shouldn't be fired. It was like groveling, begging for his fucking job, and they fucking shit-canned him from his own company.
Jesus.
Fucking asshole. He wanted to go to rehab and get fixed, but this is like 20, 30 years of him fucking sexually harassing.
Because sexual addiction is a disease,
Yeah, Leanna puts it better. It says he used his position to try and proposition women to get sex or get them to touch him or watch him shower.
Yeah.
So
why would you
jerking off behind a potted palm?
Real fucking skeezy shit. So yeah, fuck Harvey Weinstein.
And
kill.
Fuck Johnny Wolfenstein.
No fucking. It's all killing. So
the Wolfenstein Company.
There you go, Oily. Kill.
Miramax.
Yeah, he started Miramax and then he started the Weinstein Company.
Yep.
So yeah, fuck that dude.
Yep.
All right, let's get some more voicemail. We got a couple from Leanna.
Oh, Bambaleo.
So I was gonna wait for Mars, but he just fucking left. So
we'll wait to see what he wears next.
He's got to take the rest of his clothes off.
All right, let's hear from Leanna.
Hi guys, it's Leanna again, and
Hello.
I'm really excited to be able to be on your show. You guys have been so nice, and I want to thank you for that first and foremost. I actually have a few things to talk about today. First of all, I want to give a really big recommendation on a book, if you guys talk about those on here.
Talk about whatever you
it's
want.
from horror author Grady Hendrix. This isn't fiction, though. This is called Paperbacks from Hell, The Twisted History of 70s and 80s Horror Fiction. And it is exactly as it says on the tin. This is a book about the history of horror fiction when it boomed with the publication of Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, and The Other. I am only 40 pages in, but I am loving every single second. First of all, it's gorgeous and includes many pictures of these paperbacks that were published in grocery stores and all over bookstores all over the country. It includes books about killer praying mantises and ants and even slugs, as in the horror novel Slugs by Shawn Hudson. And it discusses everything from the famous to the less famous. And to give you an idea of how this book opens up, it opens up with the author describing his experience into getting into this horror fiction from the 70s and 80s by finding a novel about evil Nazi leprechauns called Gestapo cons. So, I mean, that sells itself practically. So I really recommend that you get this. It's a bit pricey, but I got this off Amazon for much cheaper, obviously. Another thing I'd like to recommend is a John Carpenter film I don't hear talked about a lot, which is John Carpenter's The Fog. Oh my god. I saw this for my horror movie marathon this October, and it was great. Like, John Carpenter knows how to make such great atmosphere in his films. And what's better atmosphere than a killer glowing fog filled with revenants that want to get their revenge on the founders of a California town. It's filled with John Carpenter returnees like Jamie Lee Curtis and Nancy Loomis. It has Janet Leigh. It has John Carpenter's amazing film score, as always. Great cinematography, great atmosphere, and I honestly think a pretty cool story. It really got me in the mood for Halloween, and it reminds me of really dark fairy tales that you'd read from the Grimms, or that you'd find in like folklore books from the Pantheon Library or something. Really recommend this, guys. Thanks anyways, and thanks for all this, and I hope you have a good time.
Wow.
She's awesome.
She is. That was a fucking great review.
I can't wait for that book, and I love that movie. So
Yeah, so we had actually heard about that book from our buddy El Goro, who got it, and he actually, the Gestapo cons or whatever, he actually bought a copy of that book after reading it. So, you know, and he had been telling us about it. So I am familiar with the book, but it's really interesting to hear you talk about it. So that's Paperbacks from Hell from Grady Hendrix. It sounds like it's a pretty interesting read. MZ likes to read from time to time. He may not talk about it, but I think that's one that you would dig, MZ.
Yeah, well, you know, when I hear about the Gestapo cons, and I'm thinking, is that a subgroup of the Decepticons? Yes.
Yeah, they were the third faction.
Yeah, the Autobots versus the Gestapo cons. We did not know that the Autobots were Hebrew.
Oh my God!
Wowzers!
No, I do enjoy a good read every now and again. You know, I mean, well, of course, we're going to start with these.
You start reading now.
And Mars is a pretty avid reader out of all of us. He's the one that probably reads the most. And you going to check this one out, Mars?
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, as you probably know too, Johnny, I do collect paperbacks, specifically. Not as many horror paperbacks, but I love the old men's adventure books and pulp and stuff like that. The Destroyer and Mac Boland and of course early Doc Savage and The Shadow. That stuff's all my milk.
Yep. So and The Fog, obviously, that's a fucking classic, and I'm pretty sure that we all love it. So glad that you dug it. And yeah, absolutely. Let us know anything you're into. If you're reading stuff, we may not talk much about books on the show, but some of us read. Some of us don't have time to read, but
that book that she was talking about has plenty of pictures in it. So Aries, you should like it.
He looks really happy too.
Why? Why are you going to attack me? Sitting here minding my own business, listening to the voicemails.
Leanna says that was a Family Guy joke, actually, where Optimus is Jewish.
Really? Yeah. There is one episode in which Optimus Prime is Jewish. He goes to a temple.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, we got a couple from First Time Mike, so let's hear from First Time Mike. Which one am I going to play first?
The first one?
Well, that's what I'm looking for. All right, let's play this one first.
El Dorado by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, now we're talking.
By First Time Mike. Gaily bedight, a gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long, singing his song, in search of El Dorado. But he grew old, this knight so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like El Dorado. And as his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be, this land of El Dorado? Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow, ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for El Dorado. Once again, bringing some culture to proceedings, because who knows how it's going to be by the end of the time.
That's fucking
end of the
fair.
night. When you guys hear this, this is first time Mike saying good night. Bye.
Awesome.
Well, we definitely needed that.
Yeah.
Thank you. You saved the show.
And yeah, you did save the show. First
I think
time
it was tasteful.
And
It was
that's
very sexy.
And that's my favorite poem from Poe. So I appreciate the reading.
Yeah.
And I saw MZ mouthing along with the words.
Yes.
So
I figured he'd used El Dorado a couple times.
Huh?
No. I figured he would use El Dorado a couple times, so I kind of knew he was going to say it.
You did, huh?
Yeah, El Dorado.
Well, aren't you fucking Karnak? Jesus. Bosch says a fog rolled in when Mars walked in naked. That's true.
Fog of sex.
Actually, the fog was behind him.
Leanna says probably because you make it easy, Aries. I don't know what that was a reference to. But she says, I love that Aries also immediately yawns when the poem starts.
Screenshot.
He wasn't yawning. He was making a Yeti noise.
That's my Wookiee.
And somebody, and somewhere another one was like, "Ookla, is that you?"
All right, you know what we're going to do is we are going to finish up in October the September to Remember from our boy Nicholas.
Hey, Trick Radio. I think this is going to be the final September to Remember on the Phantasm series. This is Phantasm Revenger review.
Mona wanna lay it.
First with a grade. I got to give it an F. I'm sorry.
Hey now.
It's just not for me. Like, what the heck was that? Like, and I hate shitting on this because I understand they went through Kickstarter. It was, you know, the director was probably loved the series and wanted to do something and got a chance, and Don Coscarelli was involved and got everyone back. And listen, I get it, but like when you got no money, man, don't go heavy CGI. Just don't. I mean, like, Manborg blows the CGI out of the water. I mean, and they're doing it jokingly bad. Like, they made it look bad jokingly to be like that. I mean, these guys tried. And I understand, you know, real, you know, not real blood, but, you know, like blood packs and stuff, that takes forever. You got to clean the costume and reset and stuff like that. I get it. I understand it's cheaper to go CGI, but man, don't go CGI when you don't got the proper tools. That really brought this movie down. Like, I honestly wouldn't. I would probably put this at a D- if it had no CGI and they just went with their story. You know, maybe some practical balls, maybe a few orbs, CGI just a little bit. But man, like, and the minute a movie does post-apocalyptic, I just turn it off. I'm just like, that's not my type of film, you know. And I don't know. I just can't see people who loved this series look at this film and be like, oh, that's what I wanted, man. That I mean, this is Indiana Jones 4 territory. Like, this is being loving a series and then getting Indiana Jones 4. Like,
sounds a little bit like Nick is on the weed.
And like, I don't know.
In this particular review.
It's bad. And it's just bad. I don't know what else to say. I just don't like it. This series is very confusing for me. I shouldn't have tackled this, but you know, it was. I'm glad I went through them all. At least I can say I went through them all. I'm gonna give a final thoughts in a thing real quick. So one more, thanks.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks, buddy. And I mean, I think that 5 was probably the worst of them all. But Nick just didn't want anything to do with that one. So let's finish it up. Let's go right to Nick's final voicemail. This is going to be the Phantasm list and final thoughts on the series.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio, Nick here. This is my final voicemail in the September to Remember Phantasm series. This has all come full circle from my hatred of Phantasm,
understating it,
and pissing off everyone, to going through all the movies and giving you guys reviews on each one. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I apologize. But here we go. I'm gonna do worst to best. So let's see. So starting with number 1, Phantasm Ravager. Then number 2, Oblivion. Then number 3, the original Phantasm 1. Then number 2, Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. And my favorite Phantasm is Phantasm 2.
Nice.
It's a weird series. I honestly shouldn't have tackled it, because I don't get it, I get the love for it, but then as the movies go on, honestly, 1 through 3, you could leave it there, and I could see, I totally get this series. 4 and 5 seem like we're just trying to move along. And listen, I get that. I imagine when you're a director, writer, you want to keep doing what you love, and you want to continue a series. I completely understand that. And I respect that. And sometimes the ideas aren't there, or not, maybe not the ideas, but the money's not there. You can't do what you want, but this is what you put out. And I still respect that. I respect as much shit as I give Don Coscarelli. It's all in joke. I mean, the guy went out and did the career he wanted to do, I am not the biggest fan of his movies. I like Phantasm 2, and I like John dies at the end. I mean, it's probably about it. But he's a very interesting director. He's very just everyday kind of dude, and he just makes these interesting movies, and he thinks way outside the box, and I respect that. He's just, his movies just aren't for me. I'm not open-minded enough, I guess, to wrap his movies around my head. This is a very interesting series he made up. It's a very cool, like that first movie, man, super original. I will always give him respect for that movie, that first movie. Even though I rated it, number 3 on my list, it's still very original, like just to think up that whole thing. But so thank you guys very much for listening to us. Bye.
All right, Nick, thanks for that journey. Obviously, it didn't turn out as maybe well as you had wanted, but at least you came around a little bit on those. And
I love that you gave him another chance based on that's kind of what it's about. Like a lot of people are more ashamed of that than they are of going against, because they're afraid that they'll just think that you're jumping the bandwagon or whatever. But to go back and there are a lot of things, you guys make fun of me, there are a lot of things that if Wolfie likes it or Tiny likes it or Jakey or CDR like it, or anybody at this table really, and I hate it, I'll always give it another view, because I generally I'm not that off from them.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool of him to go and give him another look, and I appreciate you calling in and letting us know what you think, man. So, all right, we got a few more voicemail.
Just a small town boy.
You're a small town boy?
Born and raised in South Nickenomicon. I haven't slept since I came here yesterday.
All right, well, let's hear from First Time Mike again, and this is a little Rock and Shock Unwind.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. How's everybody doing?
Good, bud.
Hello to Miss M and Miss Niki Luparelli, if you guys are still here, and hello to everyone else that might have stumbled in on, because we're in a magical time of the year, Rock and Shock weekend. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend, and part of me wishes I could. I could hang out with Johnny while he's getting everything set up for a live broadcast. Maybe say hello to everybody. Walk around with Dynamo and see how he's doing, and say hi to his special lady friend. MZ could give me tips on how to stab houses in the proper way to make sure they don't come after you, and I could get tips from Raven Chow on stirring the sauce and see how much shorter I am than El Goro, and see if I am as tall as Miss Wiley, and just seeing everybody. Seeing the guys from Throwdown Thursday, but I'm not going to be able to attend. But it's not. I'm not sad. I understand that I can't get there, but I will be there in spirit. Hoping, and I hope you guys all enjoy it. I wishing you all the best for the Deadites show. And if you're catching this in the morning and you're anywhere close, go see the Deadites. It's going to be a great show. Go find them on Facebook. Go find out where they are. It's going to be a great show. It seemed like a great show last year. More people should show up because, hey, these guys are great.
Very nice.
But
Thank you.
I do have a question for you after all that sucking up and everything else. After the show, after you're just immersed yourself in horror and rock and roll, pardon me. What are you guys gonna do to unwind at the end of the day? That's up to R-rated, and I don't want to know if you're gonna like break any laws or anything.
No.
Or I don't want to hear any disgusting details unless they're really good. But what do you guys do to unwind after just such an intense weekend? This is first time Mike from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A touch sad he's not able to join you for the weekend, but again, here with you, going to be there with you in spirit. Wishing you all a good night. Love you folks. Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks first time, Mike. And we wish you were going to be there too, bud.
For sure.
Obviously, if we could bring everyone there, we would, but we understand that it's not in the cards for some people because it's. I mean, most of us have hard enough time putting fucking food on our plate, let alone planning trips or whatever. So we totally get it. It just happens to be in our backyard, so it works out really nicely. But unwind, Mars. What do you do?
The green room at the Cove. All right, you ready? Here's the big mystery.
This is right after the show.
Yeah, the green room at the Cove is so comfortable. The last few shows, we've sat down there on the nice couches and had like a tea party afterwards. We'd pass out the money and sit and have a last cocktail and relax, and it's very boring. Like it's not exciting. There used to be some crazy shit that went down there. But now it's literally just people sitting. Maybe reminiscing about some mistakes that happened or whatever else, but mostly it's just sitting.
Real exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I'll go a little further, and not just the show, but Rock and Shock is always, you have to kind of be on. You're on your feet. It's an exhausting weekend, and just hanging out with everyone, it really kind of brings your spirits up and it keeps you going. But at the end of the weekend, you're kind of like spent emotionally and physically. So I am taking the day off from work, and I'm just gonna fucking stay in bed and stay on the couch and just kind of unwind and just chill out. So that's nothing exciting. Probably watch some movies, catch up on some TV or something like that, but nothing super exciting. And I actually have to come back to the studio on Monday and build it back up and put all the mics back and hook all the equipment up so we can do the show again on Wednesday. So
I actually have my after convention plan all sailed up.
Yeah.
I just downloaded a bunch of old Curtain Society tapes, and I'm going to sit in the darkness like a 14-year-old goth girl I am and listen to Curtain Society.
All right, so thanks first time, Mike. We appreciate you calling in, and you'll be there in spirit with us, my friend. And hopefully we'll get some footage and or some recordings that we can play for everyone.
Ooh.
All right, let's hear again from Leanna.
There you go.
Hi guys, I'm actually sending you 2 voice recordings today.
Nice.
Mostly because I heard your Tragedy Girls review and fuck it, I gotta chime in on this millennial discussion because
please.
First of all,
you're cool.
I'm 23, as you might not have known, even though I have a very young sounding voice, and if you saw me, you'd probably mistake me for being 12. But whatever. I think I gotta say, considering that this is a movie that represents my demographic, and even though I haven't seen it, I'm just going by what you guys are talking about and how you guys describe the characters. I don't know. I feel like the idea that narcissism is what drives millennials the most, I think it's way more complicated than that. I think in order to portray millennials correctly, you have to like talk about like the background of our situation, like how poverty sort of limits our chances of success and various other factors like that. It's almost like for example, millennials have a lot of student debt, and that cripples them in terms of wealth. Mm-hmm. And going out socially normally, like having normal social interactions is harder because, you know, everything sort of costs money. The few things that don't cost money, like, for example, like a library, those things are being defunded now, especially by the current administration. So, like, there's almost this sense with us that the only ways that we have to socialize that don't cost money are online. And that might end soon because of, you know, current things with net neutrality. So I feel like these things need to be discussed in cinema and in media representations of millennials and be part of the discussion. Like, and I also think that we can't, I mean, as always, fuck, I'm sorry, I keep going on a tangent, but
Go, tie it up.
Adults and older people will always hate or find the younger generations annoying.
That's not true.
But
you listen to you, it is.
There should always be a sort of sympathy of, well, I was young like that once too.
Yeah.
And these are just kids dealing with situations that are unique from ours. So, I don't know, that's just my 2 cents on the whole millennial discussion in cinema and representation. I hope this is loud. Thanks, guys.
Listen, when I was in my 20s...
I love it.
When I was in my 20s, I really supported the students of
People fucking hated you.
Massachusetts College of Art.
People hated you when you were in your 20s.
Oh, people hate me now. But I really supported the student body of the Massachusetts College of Art. So, you know,
one sex.
Huh? Well, that was the other sex was somebody else's responsibility. Yeah. And there was a lot of sex, actually.
Yeah. Everyone's assigned to one sex.
Yeah.
It's kind of Green Lantern, everyone's sex tour.
Yeah.
Sex
tour.
tour.
So I'll have you know you're 100% wrong. The
espresso, no, she is 100% right.
Espresso bar.
No.
Right?
Oh, Snoop.
You were getting mad.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking mad.
Pull the mic away a little bit when you yell. All right, Aries, go ahead. Continue.
Because you know what? You know what? I fucking hate millennials.
She's a very nice lady who contributes.
I don't give a shit.
You hate your son.
As a fucking millennial, yes. My son is 1 year younger than this young lady.
Why do you hate millennials? That's a MZ blanket statement.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate. I don't listen.
Because she's very entitled.
I don't hate all millennials.
She's not entitled.
No, I don't.
That was a very well thought out.
It was super thought out.
Very thought out. Good job.
I didn't get any sense of entitlement.
Okay, she's bitching that the libraries aren't being funded and they don't have any place to hang out.
No, that's not what she's saying. She's
saying a lot of these things are getting defunded.
Defunded.
Yes.
Places
Which
that
they
we
are.
had to hang out when we were growing up.
Oh, she said, "Bring it, Aries. Bring it."
How many times did you
I can
hang
run
around
circles
at the
around you
library?
All the fucking time. Because we
Book
played
it, Aries versus Leanna.
Because
Book
we
it.
played Dungeons and Dragons there.
You could have played Dungeons and Dragons anywhere.
Well, our parents didn't want us.
Well, you know what?
That's fair. Yeah.
Half of the problems of these millennials that they'll bitch about could be solved if they put down their fucking phones.
That you're talking like a true dad.
Put down the fucking phone.
Wait, Aries is the only one. Aries is the only one that's currently a dad.
Well, that we know about.
That we know about.
Listen, I don't hate all millennials, but here's a good example. I worked with
Aries. How often are like he is worse than most fucking people?
Everyone in this guy, not you.
Yeah, see, Johnny's always fucking perfect.
Well,
no.
Hold on.
He's
While
controlling
producing
the whole show.
While I'm producing, he's
controlling the whole show.
I do
So
get on my phone a lot.
No, but that's the exception because you're controlling the whole show. But the other three, you motherfuckers, you're on your goddamn phones.
I'm taking notes.
The whole goddamn
I'm
show.
taking notes.
Just conveniently, you happen to be taking notes.
You think I just fucking wrote all that right now?
No, the fact that you just happen to have that up right now.
Your penis?
Yeah, I'm not always.
I guarantee if I pulled up some social media that you're logged on to, there's at least 3 posts from the last hour.
No.
Can
Yeah.
No?
I can tell you what posts are.
I'll show you a post.
some Facebook or some Twitter or some other goddamn thing. Or some other goddamn thing that I don't know about.
No, while I was outside with you guys, me and Kelly would talk about shitting our pants. But
All right, hold on. Leanna doesn't have a voice currently, so I'm going to be her voice.
Well, that's
Okay,
she says, "Listen, bitch.
Whoa!
I have never met anyone more entitled than 40-year-olds. Never. Oh, please. Like a 50-year-old mom doesn't use a phone just as much. As if you don't need phones to get jobs nowadays. By the way, many millennials have jobs advertising on social media. Not to mention depression rates are higher than ever among my age group."
I just hate them. I just hate millennials. I know.
She said, "Fuck it, let's open a Discord video chat right now. We can go."
Here's the.
I have no idea what that means. I don't know what that means.
Because you're old.
Yeah, you know what? I'm old. I don't understand technology.
Thank you, Aaron.
Get off my fucking back.
Get off my lawn! Get the fuck off my lawn!
Yeah, get off my lawn, too!
Go to bed! No more drums!
Remember
But
that?
you know what?
No more drums.
No more drums!
Remember that part of the Aries movie where the
Put your
monolith?
Dungeons and Dragons away. You gotta summon the devil.
I'm
Remember
stepping
that-
on your fucking die!
Remember that part where the ballast came down and he hit the other Aries with the bone?
Those video games are never gonna get you anywhere.
Listen,
You know what? All you millennials, you have your ADHD, whatever the fuck it's called. You know what it was?
Gary Gygax, man.
Oh, he's daydreaming. That's what it was fucking called when I was in school. I didn't have a title. Oh, he's staring out the window. He's a daydreamer.
You're just jealous. You didn't have it.
Yeah, because they didn't have fucking titles for it.
I was a dreamer.
Maybe I wouldn't have been just brushed through the system.
Yeah, you.
And Bosch says Aries is wearing a phone clip on his belt, by the way.
Not currently, but I have one. Thank you.
Oh, Leanna says, "Oh yes, get angry at millennials for using the technology.
All right.
Excuse us for adapting to new innovations
right, hold on.
than you."
No. There's a difference between using
I
it or.
love it.
You know, I have a smartphone, and I do use it, but I can look away from it.
You're really bad at it, though.
At a
Oh,
smartphone.
actually, wait. When that Simpsons game was out,
Yeah, you played the
you
shit out
never
of that.
put your fucking phone down.
Yeah, I was a little addicted to that. Yes.
Seeking treatment now.
Can I tell you why I
He's in
hate?
rehab for Simpsons.
Can I tell everybody why I hate the millennials that I hate?
Well, we got to wrap things up.
Real-
Go
I'll be
ahead.
quick. Two of them walked up to me. One of them had their fingers were peeling, and they said, "What do you think's the matter with me?" I said, "Maybe you have leprosy." The other one looked at me and said, "What's leprosy?" And I said, "It's the lead singer of the Smiths." And she said, "I hate it when you use book references."
Wow. Yeah, but you can't, like, just like MZ, like, I don't mean to pick on you, MZ, but when you make generalizations, it most of the time makes people look stupid because not everyone is like that.
Just most.
I don't know. I know some millennials because of my work, and I've met some of the millennials, I'm using finger quotes, I guess, is they're so passionate and driven more than other people I've seen. And then I hear Mars talk about people who aren't. So I don't know what to think because he worked with some people that it sounded like all they did was go on their phones and complain, right?
Yep.
But I've seen people who
and they didn't know anything. They had no ownership of anything. Like,
well, I just don't want. I'm not getting into. I don't want us to be, like this podcast where we're like shaking our fists at young people. And
no, I do.
I want to be that.
Aries. It's just Aries, okay? And Mars, and partially Mars. But I mean, it's all about a generational gap, and Leanna is absolutely right. I think she's absolutely right what she said on her voicemail.
I agree
about things changing. I mean, we were in her spot given the technology and the advances that we had at the time. Like, I played fucking video games all the time, and now video games helps pay my bills.
Right.
Like, Leanna has social media. Maybe social media is going to pay her bills.
My assistant, which I know Wolfie's met, is a millennial, and she's she's a smart, funny lady. I don't work there anymore. In fact, I don't work there, and I think she has my job. So
that was her plan.
and now I'm like, you want the milk steamed?
I do think it. I do think it reeks kind of being kind of an old man, is just to generalize a whole entire generation like that.
Listen, if you are, like, I don't know, there are things that are more prone to certain age groups than ever. But like, if you are, I can't think of. I don't want to, because Coop will like appear like in a dust of smoke if I use the words social justice warrior. But but I mean, if you're 50 and you're that same, you're going to save the rainforest from your fucking house, posting Facebook things about it, I hate you too. You don't have to be 21 to make me hate you doing that. But the things that I do hate about the current socio-political structure, a lot of them do lean to young people, but I don't think all young people are like that. We were going to play with a band full of millennials that before something happened to some of them, they're all very smart and very clever and very great artists. So, I don't hate everybody. Well, I mean, I guess
I hate everybody.
I guess I hate everybody.
Yeah.
I like Miss M.
I think I have to. I do want to say I applaud Leanna.
Yeah, I think she's fucking great.
I think if anything, and I think Aries would have to agree with this. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but she speaks very eloquently, and she, so if you're putting down a generation, I think she is, if what you say is true, which I'm not saying it is, but she's an exception.
That's the thing, though. That's what I was going to say. I don't consider this a generalization because it's a thesis based on life in the field, let's say.
Yeah.
But like, she is not analogous to most of the people of that age group I've met.
Do you know her, or are you just speaking from what she's typed?
She just did an eloquent review of a movie from 1976.
So you're just speaking from what she's typed?
No, from what she said.
From what she typed?
No, she said it in a voicemail. She used magic technology and sent her voice over the airwaves.
Voicemail. Yeah, I forgot how she communicated.
But
I'm getting senile.
But again, someone her age told me
that. Take your Metamucil, old man.
Somebody her age told me that Leparelli was a literary reference. So I mean,
but that's just a dumb person.
Yeah, but I knew more dumb young people than. But I mean, Jakey, who's older than that. I mean, like, our friends are the exception of the rule. There are exceptions to the rule.
Right, but you don't know every single person in that age group. So
I don't.
It's hard to say all people, any age group. And this is where it gets dangerous, because that's where the stereotypes come in. And what do you have to fucking say, huh, Raven Shadow? Come on, get in on this.
That was a very important voicemail.
Get in on this, Raven Shadow.
I really thought that was in my mind. I really didn't know I vocalized that. I'm like, did you guys hear that too? No, everyone's nice. Everyone's good.
Yeah, it's good people.
It's all good
people. Okay. Yeah, that's really?
That's not what you think. You're just saying that to be nice.
No, I think
yeah, just let me be the asshole alone. Thank you.
I think you have
I appreciate that.
You have my script tonight.
Yeah.
And Leanna offered to send another voicemail, and I appreciate that, Leanna, but we do have to end the show.
I did a lot.
If you want to send another one, we'll play it next
And I
week.
did a lot of positive work for the young people at the espresso bar backstage at Massad as well. I just want to put that out there.
Can I say one thing though? I will speak for you, Aries, and I will.
Oh, no, by all means, speak for me. Make me look more like an asshole.
I will. We're gonna go in for a penny, in for a pound. Okay. Listen.
Expensive for Aries stuff.
It's true. Yeah. No, it was very eloquent, very nice. Voicemail, magic mail missile, whatever the fuck she wrote, sent.
You sound like a fucking idiot now.
no, I'm teasing, but
He's not speaking for me anymore.
You sound like an old person.
No, he does
Let's
not.
face
He
it.
sounds like a millennial.
it's all happened to everyone. The toys just change, right? We've all fucking been there, right? We're now our parents, but we were.
No, some of us aren't.
Well, no, but like, you're fucking perfect, Johnny.
I didn't say I'm perfect.
You are. You
I'm not a fucking old man.
You implied it.
I like to kind of change with the times.
But
and learn about what's going on around me.
Nothing new's been done. It's all been the same. We were all, whether we didn't have a smartphone, we still had headphones, right?
Well, you may have a smartphone, but you got a fucking dummy working it.
But no, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, everyone, there was never any money. Older generations never liked us and didn't understand us, and we knew more than they do. And then you hit around
Yeah,
like 26, 27, and you realize, my parents are probably right about everything.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do any wrong. Leanna says Ravenshaw, you're still my favorite.
And there was
Thank you.
I thought I was
What
her
the
favorite.
fuck?
I thought I was her favorite.
No, she's.
There is. I mean, there also was one thing
He's
I will.
bungling. He's bungling.
One thing I will argue with her voicemail, there was like Raven Shadow touched upon this. There was the impression that at some point there was money, but like most of my life I lived in a fucking apartment with like 5 other dudes. You know.
And Mr. Gerbic.
Mr. Gerbic.
I was broke most of my life. Me and my friends just hung around.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with that.
No, but like
We gotta
listen,
wrap this up.
When I was 17,
we got a busy weekend.
When I was 17, I liked to snap the carrot. When I'm 41, I like to snap the carrot.
When you were fucking 11, you like to snap the carrot.
I literally like snap the carrot 24/7 then.
Well, 11 like the candy corn, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, I do. Once again, Leanne, I appreciate you bringing some socio-political topics to the show.
And Aries is sorry. We're gonna apologize for you.
I was. Thank you for stealing my thunder. I was just going to apologize. I am a crass asshole.
Drunk.
Little drunk.
This is what Aries' personality looks like tonight.
Bosch wants you to show everyone how to snap the carrot, Mars.
No.
I'll tell you what, boss. You come over. I'll bring a fucking top and some goggles. I'll show you.
MC wants to end this thing so fucking bad. Look at him. He's like, I just want to fucking go home and go to bed.
Snap the carrot.
MZ
Watch
does not
the
want to say
carrot
anything.
get snapped. It's carrot. Dun-it.
I don't think you should apologize, Aries.
All right. That's enough. We're gonna end it right
Yes,
here.
Dad.
We're gonna end it right here because we're almost to 4 hours.
Well, I'll see everybody at the Cove Music Hall this Friday at Friday o'clock.
This Friday at Friday o'clock. Liana says, no problem, Aries. I mean, you got the name Aries for a reason. The Greek god Aries was very disliked in Hellenic times, except for Sparta.
What about Mars? How did Mars do?
Right, left, it's ruthless.
Bosch says, I don't need a tarp or goggles. I can handle it.
Wow.
Oh, shit. Bosch says, wild episode. Great episode, says Cecil.
Yeah.
All right, let's go around the room and then let's wrap things up. So, Aries, America's sweetheart. Say goodbye.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
All right, MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Rave Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
Marsman.
I was honored to have her in the studio, and I'm going to be super honored to share the stage with, in my opinion, the local legend, Niki Luparelli, this weekend. So it's going to be awesome.
Well, this was a fucking crazy show. We had, right from the get-go...
Talked about Midol.
We had Niki Luparelli. We had Ms. M in studio. We had Aries show up in studio. We had a full fucking house here, and...
Great guest.
Well, I was just about to mention that. And then we got the fucking amazing gift of comics from Eibon Press and Shawn Lewis, and just love talking to that dude. He's so fucking down to earth and so cool and so passionate about what he does, and can't thank him enough for joining us. And then all of you guys, everyone who contributed the voicemail, hung out in the chat room, and is just going to listen to this. We appreciate all of you guys so much, and can't wait to hang out with some of you for Rock and Shock. I wish you all could be there because it's going to be a blast, but we'll try to capture some of it, on audio and video, and we'll try to get it out to you guys so you can kind of see what happened and everything. But it's going to be a blast. I can't wait, and can't wait to see you guys. And we'll be back next week, and we're going to recount some of those tales. We'll have Jim Smith, and we're going to review Cult of Chucky. So check that out on Netflix if you want, and let us know what you think. All right, we'll see you guys next week.